Yo, what up, what up, what up? It's your boy Rush. Now I mean, holding it down on the Labudo Network. I got my co-host Fame, and I got my brother SJ in the building. You heard? Um, just promote my side hustle real quick. Rush Enterprise. If you're in the state of New Jersey, you need armed guards or unarmed guards, call up my business line, or you could DM me on my Instagram, or just email me. The bigger the contract, the more money we make together. You heard? Uh, Today we're gonna expound on the Cenat breakup. Nah, man, and I'm gonna let Fame set it off, man. Yo, Fame, man, like yo, what's the 411 on that situation with Shorty breaking up with old boy?
My
You
bad.
on
My
mute?
mic was off. But yeah, a lot of people warned him about this girl when he got with her because she's a streamer too. And I think she was just looking for clout and looking, for a come up. She didn't really like him from jump. But yeah, it came out that they broke up. The rumor that she was sleeping with YB, NBA YoungBoy.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
and then Casanat came out and said he's single and he's never dating or not having a relationship again. But yeah,
Yes,
it's a sad situation, and I think that just shows you gotta vet women more, and you gotta know who you're dating and their motives.
yeah, I totally agree, man. When you look at the dynamic between the situation with old girl and Kai Cenat, Kai Cenat, he's a cool dude. You know what I mean? They on the same working field, like being both popular streamers and all that. And she still chose the quote unquote, bad boy. Now the crazy
Yeah.
thing about this situation is we all know old boy got herpes and she still chose
Yep.
old boy with the herpes, man, which makes no sense
Damn.
to me. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I
Exactly.
mean?
And she had it all with Casanat too. So that just shows you. That just shows you, man. Hypergamy on steroids.
Oh yeah, most definitely. Hypergamy on steroids. Yo, salute to you, Jeff, man. We expounded on the whole situation with Casanat breakup with his girlfriend because his girlfriend cheated on him with NBA YoungBoy. Know what I mean? So let's get
Salute,
your
Jeff.
opinion on that.
Can I say something though? Didn't she say that that like she didn't do it? What you think about that?
Oh, I didn't know that. I didn't see that come out.
Yeah,
Nah,
she
I
said
mean,
that that never happened. Like you're just believing the rumors.
Oh, okay. I didn't see
And
that part.
he ain't got no proof.
Yeah, that's why I said it was rumored that she did it. I don't know if she did for a
Yeah,
fact.
yeah.
nah. I mean, okay, yeah, we don't have a full definitive answer on how she was moving behind the scenes, but you can tell Shorty was just, and he already peeped that too. How she's pressing him to buy her a G wagon, and he's probably looking like, yo, I mean, he was nice about it on the stream. You know what I'm saying? But yo, Kashina, he kind of he peeped game. I mean, and it's like,
And
yo, he's not gonna reward a female that's cheating on him that he suspects that's cheating on him. Your intuition
it,
never lies, man. I mean,
But
that's why.
don't you think? Okay, bro. Yeah, man. Go ahead. Go
No,
ahead.
that's why I said it was rumored that he did it, but I think something had to go down or something went down for him to be that deep and to say he's never going to be in a relationship again.
Well, I was gonna say, man, there's a NBA young boy. Is he like in a close proximity to like a Kai Cenat? Like they hang out or something? Is that
Nah, not that I know
I
of.
never seen that.
okay?
But yo, don't
Okay.
you think like
I don't
okay,
think they know each
I
other, Jared.
I see your side, Rush. You know what I'm saying? But how about this? You know what I mean? Hey, thank you, baby girl. How about this, bro? Check this out, right? What if he's just insecure, bro? He been talking about mental health a lot, right? And he's seen some type of post that like triggered his mind, and he's thinking, okay, yo, you know what? Like my girl, she cheated on me, but that didn't even happen. What do you think about that?
Uh, listen, man. I mean, there's been signs. There's been signs that she showed. You know what I mean? That she kind of foul. Like she kind of using a nigga. You know what I mean? Like we getting
Yeah.
user vibes from Shorty. You know what I'm saying? And you don't know what's going on between them. Outside of the media. You know what I mean? He may
Yeah.
seen something. Like he may went through her phone and he seen something. You know what I mean? And she don't know about it. You know what I
Yeah, yeah,
mean?
yeah. Yeah, yeah, I hear you, man. I'm not taking no sides. I'm trying to see a picture from both sides. You know what I mean?
Can I
That's
Yeah.
it.
chime in real quick? What's my man's name down there? Is it Jeff or Hefe?
Hefe, man.
A shout out to you,
Oh,
man.
okay.
I saw your lady bring you a drink by, man. My man got game down there. Y'all
I
salute
appreciate
that.
you, bro.
Shout out to
Appreciate
him.
you.
Now you do got a good point though, man, because like I was like listening to some videos of Homegirl talk, and I think it was the one that Famous was talking about where she was like talking about the G Wagon she wants him to buy. So only a dude that's like insecure, man, will get with a chick like that. So I think you right about that, where his mindset is like, man, he's insecure. And
Yeah.
that's why, like you said, if it's a rumor, he knows that she's not really with him for
Mm-hmm.
him
Yeah.
subconsciously. So that's why, like, he could be just like jumping the gun and be like, man, she out here doing shit because he know deep down inside, like, chick ain't rocking with him like that. So
You
I
know,
think you do
mhm,
got a
mhm.
good point of view on that.
So when you on the level of Kai Cenat, bro, anything that is coming towards you, you're gonna think from all type of like point of view, because you're like, yo, he wants me or she want me, you know what I'm saying? Like for my fame, like trying to catch a clout off me, or she want me to buy her a G-Wagon. You know what I'm saying? Because you on that level. If I was him, right, 22 years old, 23 years old, his age, and all that clout and the money, bro, I would just run through hoes, man. That's it. I'm not trying to lock in with, what I'm saying, like a single, like, a chick, and then all these problems, bro. Bro, get
Yeah.
your money. I mean, you already got your money up, but you know what I'm saying? You can take this shit to the next level. You
Yeah.
already like 100 steps ahead of a lot of people, right?
Yeah.
Bro, just focus on your shit, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got all the clout. That means you can fuck all the. I'm sorry, man. I mean, I didn't mean to curse. I don't know if I can
No,
curse
you
on.
good, man. This
You
ain't
can fuck
Bible
all
study.
the bitches in the world, bro. Why the fuck you in your prime right now, bro? You know what I'm saying? If I was you, I'll have a roster of hoes, bro.
Yeah, Hefe, I be saying the same thing. I don't know, like when you at that status and you got that much money, well, you have the pick of the litter, and they pick the same chicks. They be picking the same chicks passed around, and I'm like, it'd be hard to date like that because you don't know who wants you for what. So you don't know
Exactly.
what their motive is and anything. And another thing, she came on live stream one time and described her dream guy, and it was the total opposite of Casanat.
Yeah, she said light
Yeah,
skinned.
like yo, she's saying like yo, her preference is light skinned dudes and
She said
tall light skinned dudes. So
that
that's
that
just
that, that
it's
rap.
obvious she stepped out on old boy, man. You know what I mean?
She was
But
with him for clout.
I like what y'all was saying, man, because yeah, if you getting money, you 22, it's like you got the financial piece down. That's when you start like he need to hit the gym, level up, get his confidence up, his mindset,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and
And you know
man,
how
you
you
gotta
learn.
you gotta stay away from chicks that want to be more famous than you. I think that's
Mm-hmm.
the issue with a lot of
Mm-hmm.
industry dudes. It's like they grab anything close to them, low level chicks, try to promote them up to
Yo,
girlfriend,
but
and like I said, them
yo,
girls don't like them.
Jerk, you wanna know
yo,
what that
yo,
is?
What's that?
Cause,
yo,
'cause they
didn't I
never
say yo you can never
go ahead,
wife up
Russ.
a chick that's real competitive? Know what I mean? You can't trust them, man, because they're gonna sabotage the relationship in the long haul. Go ahead, Faye,
Yeah.
my bad.
Oh yeah, I was saying, Jerk. People like that. They never was good with women before they had money. So that's why
Yeah.
they like that.
Hey.
Yeah, because Kai
100%.
Cenat, man, I like what Hefe was saying, man. Dude, man, he's like 100 times ahead of the game. But it's just like, man, I think a lot of times when they get hit that success quick,
Yeah.
it's like,
Yeah.
man, the mind ain't ready for
Yeah.
all of that. So
Yeah.
they
Yeah.
still got the mindset of a dude that ain't got no money, they broke and ain't got no chicks. But like I said, they start
Exactly. That's
grabbing
what I was
anything.
saying. Yeah. He might not have a lot of action, you know what I'm saying, before he got famous. So
Yeah.
now everything coming fast to him, right? Bro, listen, man. How you gonna be the man that you wanna be? You know, if you don't have a roster of hoes for 10 years at least, then you're
He
gonna
said
defend women, bro. You know, I'm 35, right? I'm in a serious relationship now. But bro, before that, I was, you know what I'm saying, being a hoe. And that's
Yo,
how I know,
I'm pulling up
bro,
the whole facts right now.
you
This
don't
the whole facts
understand
right here,
female
dude.
nature. Go ahead, bro.
yeah,
Nah,
man,
I was just saying
definitely you
I'm pulling up
gotta.
the whole facts. This the whole facts
Okay,
right
okay.
here. She ain't got no pictures with Cenat and her joint,
That's
man.
it.
Nah, I mean,
Yeah, that's
but
another
you see
thing.
this
She
though.
looks single.
You see this
She
though.
looks
She
single.
looking for the highest bidder though.
That's it. That's
Nah, I
it.
mean,
And people like Casanat, like as young as he is with the status and the money he is, that he becomes a target. They prey on men like that
Of
because he
course.
don't know better.
See, I won't even, you know what I mean, entertain a chick like this who got pictures like this on Instagram, first of all. You know what I'm saying? If I'm trying to take her serious, if I'm trying to, like, you know, just hook up and have a good time, for sure. But,
Yeah.
bro, if I'm trying to take a woman serious, bro, you know what I'm saying, which I would not if I was in his place right now, hell nah, man. This is just another fucking, you know, hit and run thing. That's it.
Facts. That's why I said we got to break down what to look for on IG pages because this right here, this is not it. For if you're
Hold on,
looking for a
scroll
wife,
to some more photos, man. Yeah, my man. And just think about it. This dude is like famous, and she ain't got
Mhm.
one picture posted of him.
Famous
look at
and
this.
rich.
Another bikini pic. Another
that's a red
bikini
flag.
pic, bro. Know what I
That
mean,
is, and that's
she
crazy
looking
because
for
he
the highest bidder.
yeah, like sophisticated Jerk said, he's famous. He's probably the biggest streamer right now. One of the top 5 biggest streamer in the world right now. And she has no pictures of him up there. That's a red flag.
Bro,
No
man's got
pictures
like
of
Kevin
him.
Hart on his stream, bro. You know how big that is?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Kevin Hart, Mike
LeBron
Epps.
James.
Come on, bro.
Maybe I'm just so. God probably was like, I can't give this motherfucker Jerk this much like status and money at a young age like that, because I would have had these chicks tattooing my face on they body, my name on they like shoulder blades. That's how I would have been with it.
But yo,
Look at
I
this
mean,
though.
you know what I'm saying? No disrespect to you, fam, you know, but you should be able to do it now. Like, you know, not having the money and the clout because your game is so tight.
Yeah.
You would make the girl do all them things that you want him to do after you had money.
Yeah.
Oh no,
Your
facts.
girl
But
don't
because
have Instagram, bro. My girl don't have Snapchat, none of that shit.
That's
no, I
good.
definitely agree with you.
Yo,
I'm just
you
saying
wanna
though,
be
just
with
think
me?
like
You gotta
22
do
that of
all.
magnitude. He should be so confident in himself. Like a chick that ain't got no pictures up with you, she should be up out of there.
Yeah. Woman that's really into you don't care about your money like that.
There you go, man.
No, thanks.
Now you see the whip. You see the whip. You see the whip
That's
where
what
she's
it's about,
standing
bro.
on, right?
That's why you can't wife these streamers. Listen, you can't wife a girl that want to be in the public eye like that. You can't wife with those type of chicks, those streamers, those influencers. They're for the streets, all of them, because they're gonna go with the money at. They got a price. They all got a price on them.
So did he pay for that whip?
I don't think so. Nah, he never bought. Yo, one thing about Casanat, he definitely walked off because he knows Shorty was using him.
Okay.
Know what I
So
mean?
shout out to him for that.
Yeah, he's staying sucker free, man. Salute to that young king right there, man. Word is wrong. I mean, he told the bird to kick rocks. Now, yo, Fame, let me ask you a question. What tier of a bird is she? Is she a pigeon, a blue jay, pterodactyl? Talk to me.
I'm gonna say, dang, I don't want to put the pterodactyl on her. I think she a blue jay, cause I think
A
she
blue
young and
jay?
don't know better. I think she a blue jay.
Okay. I
I
give
think
it
she a
that
middle
too.
tier, down
Okay.
from the pterodactyl.
Yeah. She under a pigeon. Know what I mean?
Yeah, she young and she don't really know better, man.
I gotta disagree with y'all. I got pushback for y'all. This is a
Okay.
pterodactyl.
I,
It's a full blown pterodactyl. This is the
You think
highest
that's a
form.
pterodactyl? I don't know, man.
Dog, think
I
about it,
don't know.
man.
But you
She
know what?
young though, Jay. I'm giving it to her.
Hold on. I kind of feel where SJ coming from because you do got pterodactyls. Don't show the red flags off jump. Like she one of them indirect pros. She
Oh,
could
that's the
be.
word.
I'm not saying she a pro, but she could be an indirect, you know what I mean, pterodactyl, because some of them are overt with the crazy tattoos and the piercings. You know what I mean,
Nah, but just look how she, because what y'all described, like, all right, man, she would if she did go with what's his name, NBA YoungBoy, and my man got the gift that keeps on giving.
Oh
It's
yeah.
like, man, okay, so you went over there with that, okay, Kai Cenat, successful guy, man, he seemed like a good kid too, man, like got his stuff together, got like
That might
a
be the
path.
problem, bro. He's a good kid. Some of these girls, man, like they want, what I'm saying, the bad boy, especially in that age
Yeah.
right there.
Yeah, but I'm like, because you even think about it, man, like how many females want to be in the proximity of like a dude that's a millionaire? There's chicks that's like 45 that have never seen that. So she messed the bread up like at a young age.
Yeah. I would say she a baby
Man,
pterodactyl.
somebody else gonna wife her, bro, soon. Just watch, because she got the clout now. You know what I'm saying? She got the name on her back, Cenat X.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna put that on her jacket. I ain't gonna call her a pterodactyl, but she got a blue jay. She
Yeah,
above a
blue,
bird.
but or she could be a
She
baby
above a bird.
pterodactyl.
Nah. She ain't no like a baby pterodactyl would be semi-pro. I don't catch like, yo, I sell my box for like $1,200.
Nah.
You know what I mean? I
Nah.
don't see that. That's
Yeah.
a pterodactyl to me. You know what I mean?
But she's on her way though.
Nah, she there.
Nah,
Well, she being taught though, bro.
Yeah.
I call her baby pterodactyl too, cause she definitely being taught the game.
What's up, Urban?
Hey, what's up, y'all? Salute. What's up?
What's
with
good,
it?
I
Urban?
mean, yo, she could be a choppy. You know what I mean? She could be a choppy adult. You know what I mean? Which means like she a gold digger. You know what I mean?
Yeah, mommy loca.
Yeah, she could be a choppy, but I don't get pro vibes from them. I'm gonna be honest, and y'all know me, man. You know what I mean? I go in, but I don't
But
catch pro vibes.
But
How-
Russ, you got to think. You got
I give
to
opportunity
think about the
vibes.
tier of guys that she kind of placed herself in now, with all this going public. So it's like, okay, man, you was with Kai Cenat, you botched that. You got with NBA YoungBoy. Now all the guys that's kind of like got their shit together that are making money around her age that she probably eventually want to get to, they're not gonna fuck with it. You know what I'm saying? Knowing what we know now, the information that we're putting out there. So that's what I'm saying. She boxed herself into like a position that
Hold on,
it's
yo,
gonna be
somebody-
unfavorable.
Somebody
Any
dropping
of y'all
some.
know how old is she?
I'm not sure her age.
Oh,
Let me.
Probably like early 20s, bro.
Yeah,
She
you might
look
be
like
on
she's
her way to be a
25.
pro, you know?
Yeah, she look like she in the like mid-20s.
Yeah, she do look young, but just think, man, you getting this bad
Yeah,
press
hella
early at a young age.
Yo, hold up. Salute to Benzo Def TV. He says nah, cause Red Flag's been there when she was in the pool alone with Duke at the pool party, so it's been there. Yeah, man. Like I've seen signs too, bro. Know what I mean? So she definitely I'm gonna speculate, yo. She definitely stepped out on Cenat, man. Know what I mean?
It says
she-
she's 20.
she-
She's 20 years old.
Yeah, she 20. Yeah, like I said, early 20s, but you know what I mean. But
Yeah, it says she got like
Yeah,
750,000 followers. So yeah, she addicted to the
She about to get
to the
more.
attention.
Mm-hmm.
Because
oh yeah. She let it out.
What she did.
She let it
How
out.
many other people made the video about this shit already?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, man. This shit going pretty
She
viral.
getting
Like my
clout, bro. Whatever she
Yeah,
did,
everybody's talking about it.
They saying that the mental health problems he was going to was due to her. That's rumored. But he didn't say nothing about it.
Gentlemen, that's why this content is so important, man. So we can mentor these younger men that's coming up, bro. Because they're just gonna keep falling for this bullshit over and over and over again, unless we say something about it.
Yep. I think she was an opportunist. She saw opportunity. She went with it.
Yeah, a lot of them
Yeah,
are,
I
bro.
played them on
That's
steroids.
what's
Word is
bad
bond.
about it. That's what's so bad about it is that when you into these spaces like this, where social media, you want that clout. All these women gonna be like this. Every last one of them, no matter if they're young or old.
Yep.
Yeah. Especially if you're on that level, right? Like, even your homeboy might be trying to come up off you. You never know, man.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Facts.
That's why I agree with what Hefe said. Like when you at that level, man, you just it's hard to be in a relationship because you don't know what the girl's motive is.
100%, brother.
Well, I mean, you just got to maneuver, man, where, you just don't lead with your money, man. That's the issue. You know what I'm saying? You got to have boundaries and them parameters where it's just like, man, you got to mess with the one that actually like you, that's showing like the reciprocation, that's showing some level of interest. Now, if they sitting around and they start barking off stuff like that clip that you was talking about, Famous, where she talking about, man, she went the $200,000 car. Like, come on, y'all. Like, that's a hell of a red flag when somebody's like telling you what they need and stuff like that. So guys just got to, like Urban said, man, it's like, man, you got to catch on now. There's too many scenarios for people to keep going down these paths. And if she's trying to hang out with your homeboys and kick it all the damn time, it's just like, nah, man, like you get that girl that like likes kicking it behind the scene if you got some status and notoriety.
A lot of these guys are naive and they don't know better, Jerk. They never was good with women. They got little money, and now they got a lot of women. They don't know how to maneuver around it.
And he young too, right? It takes time to learn all these things, right? I didn't know all this stuff like when I was in my 20s, early 20s. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
It's a journey, brother.
Yeah,
Nah, that's true.
I got paid a few times when I was a teenager.
There you go, man. Me too, brother. Shit.
But just
We all go through it.
Right? Go ahead.
Oh, because I was gonna say, man, but just think though, like with them dudes, man, the amount of money that they got, and everybody knows that they multi-millionaires, man, the issues that them type of chicks could bring, man, because we seeing it play out now where they putting the allegations, lawsuits and stuff. So that's why somebody got to sit him down like, hey, man, you can't be maneuvering like this. You can't be pulling these type of chicks into your life. So, yeah.
Yeah. He should definitely have like a big homie or an uncle or a father figure. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? To be like, yo, bro, chill out. You know what I'm saying? Because you're doing too much or whatever the case may be. Right?
Yep. That's what I've been saying. They need sucker free agents. I've been saying that. Yeah.
They need to watch this life right here, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. That's what I said. You know the email, Famous Hip Hop. Y'all need a sucker free agent? FamousHipHop@gmail.com.
There you go, man. Or follow my YouTube channel, man. Have faith. Right.
Damn, I looked up his net worth. They said this cat net worth is between like 14 and 35 million. So yeah, man, when you got that type of paper, you gotta look at everybody as like they ops.
Exactly.
Cool.
On the real, like whatever he found out about Shorty, it was definitely a blessing in disguise. Can you imagine him really falling for the okie doke and really wifing up this chick? Because I ain't gonna hold you, yo. She pretty, man. Know what I mean? Any young dude with money would probably, try to lock that down because of that.
Money or no money, man. Shit. Trying to lock this thing down because she, she looked like a good looking chick. And imagine if you had a kid with her, bro.
Oh, it'd been over.
Oh, he would have been cooked.
Yeah, it'd been a wrap.
He would have been cooked.
Look at NBA YoungBoy, how many baby mama he got. So he could have been in a similar situation.
But yo, the crazy part about this situation is like, yo, you're dating a dude. His net worth is about 35 million a year, right? But you leave him and chose to be with the quote unquote bad boy that has herpes. Like, yo, what kind of move is that? But that just shows you that, yo, women is always gonna have a preference that they want, and they not gonna bend for it. You know what I mean? It don't matter about the bread, bro. Yeah.
Hey, Rush, I think it's a combination of that and ultimately about status. As you see on her IG, she wants to be noticed. You know what I'm saying? So wherever connection she could get to doing that, she's gonna do that. Hell, if Future give her opportunity, guess what? She's gonna take it because it's gonna boost her status up.
100%. I agree with you.
Damn, Hefe, I didn't know this dude had that many kids, man, until you said that. They said he got like 10 kids. I'm like, God, at 26?
How many baby mamas, bro? Look at that.
That shows you the mentality of those women.
One of his baby mamas, I think, is Floyd, Pretty Boy Floyd's daughter.
You're right about that. You're right about that. Hey, that was a good move though. I'm not pulling out if I know her father is fucking Floyd, man. If her father got that type of money, bro, I ain't pulling out, bro. Every time, all my 10 kids is from you, man.
Hey, Jerk. Right, hey, Jerk, bro, you said something earlier, man. I kind of want to pick your brain on it. You saying earlier that he don't need to lead with his money. So my question to you is, how can he do that? How can he lead without his money and his status, even though it's already been put out there?
Well, like status, you can't get around that. But it's just like, man, with guys like that, because I think a lot of times, man, especially when you come from urban communities and stuff, we just ain't have. So, man, we got this thing where we want to flex. You know, so it's just like, that's where dudes be online. They be talking about, oh, I'll take a chick out to a $500 dinner and shit. I'm like, man, y'all crazy as hell. Like, look, that's where you do some basic stuff. Like, look, even though I'm rich, you got to sit them down and manage them expectations. It's like, I invest my money. I don't be spending like that. So if you here for the wrong reasons, are you thinking, are you just going to have a come up? I'm going to be buying gifts. I'm not that type of guy. And what you're going to find out is like the ones that's going to fuck with you, you know, they'll stick around and they understand that. They're going to fall in line with those expectations. But the ones that are looking for like the gifts and shit, they'll jump off to the NBA YoungBoys, those dudes that be Kevin Gates and all those ones they can suck that money out of it. They'll let you be, and it's a blessing in disguise, kind of like Rush was saying, because it's just like now you ain't out there getting used. There's that, you know, because they're gonna talk to other females also, so they're gonna start putting that word out like, hey, that's a cheap motherfucker. You know how they do when they like looking to get over on you. So yeah, that's how you manage it. They be like, I ain't no come up. Like you here, you gonna work with me, you gonna build with me. If not, hey, I ain't one of them dudes. So yeah, that's how they have to lead with that like expectation. Like you fucking with me, you building, you gonna be working. You ain't coming over here. You ain't gonna be sitting at the poolside drinking Mai Tais and shit while I'm out here like, you know, working my ass off and you blowing money. So yeah, if I was these dudes, I'll establish that expectation early.
Yeah, that's why I said that it's important for us to have these spaces for these younger dudes, man, because they don't have this knowledge like how the way we got it, man, all this game that we got now. They don't have that. Dudes like Castanet, he got Duke Dennis and all the rest of them, right? The AMP team and all the rest of them playing in this area stuff like, hey, bro, yeah, you need to go send for these women. You need to want to flex for them, show what's up. And so he listened to them because he validate their opinions, about it. And he throw the money out to these chicks like Gigi, man, and be failing every single time. To be honest with you, gentlemen, this is not the only time that Carl Cenat then allegedly got into a relationship and ended up failing and he dismissed it. This is not the only time, and unfortunately, it's not going to be the last time neither until he has somebody who's literally mentoring him and telling him the truth.
Yeah.
Or, the life is going to have to teach him,
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
You can see videos before he was famous. You could tell that he wasn't good with women at all.
Not at all.
And when you do that, when you at that status, you got to set boundaries. You got to treat them regular. You got to set boundaries early. You got to treat them regular. Take them on regular dates. Don't splurge on them like that. And don't put them on a pedestal so high.
Yeah, you most definitely got to lead with your personality.
Yes.
That's where it starts at.
And thanks for asking that question, Urban, because sometimes it's like when we pull out that stuff, man. So I appreciate you asking. But it's just, man, I think with young guys too, it's just like, man, guys got to understand, man, growth is a process. Yeah. So it's like, even if, you should be building. I like what Hefe came on. He was talking about like, hey, man, you should just be building, get in that gym, man, get fly. And eventually they'll come, you know what I'm saying, to the point where you're attracting females versus like chasing and throwing money at them. Because, I think Urban was saying, they create those environments that attract those type of bad women because they're just throwing money around. They're fun environments. So those females, like, they could spot a lick. So they see those dudes like, hey, girl, going over there, they buying handbags, they throwing money everywhere, they taking chicks to all these trips. So they're attracting the women that are dangerous and stuff. So that's why I'm saying, when you in them shoes, you got to build that wall around you. Like, hey, I understand they be doing that over there, but over here, it don't get down like that. This paper, I invest, I do wise stuff with my money. I ain't blowing it.
You see,
you'll see them bad ones. They'll exit off.
Jerk, you see, when you're not good with women, you got to overcompensate with money.
Yeah,
that's why they do it.
Yeah.
And that's the dangerous thing, because like Tyrese, look how many guys that are in their 40s and 50s that are getting wiped out by chicks. Shannon Sharp. So these are guys that been in the game for a minute and still getting wiped out. So it's just like, all right, Kai and the rest of the guys, like, man, you got to learn quick when you got paper, because Boy, it's a dangerous game. They be playing when they pull in the wrong women.
If you
Yeah,
if you at that age, oh, go ahead, Urban.
Oh, you go ahead. I made my point out to you.
So if you like Tyrese and those guys, if you at that age and you still getting got by women like that, then you just got to pay your simp dues. You deserve what happened to you.
What else
You
do
deserve
you
it.
want from me?
But once again, that's why I keep redirecting to this mentorship part, because they're as y'all can see, there are men who are even older than us who still follow for this bullshit, bro. And that's all because they have not been taught. So, you know what I'm saying? Just use your natural gift with gab. You don't have to use your money, your resources. You know what I'm saying? If you don't have, the gift with gab, you don't know how to talk to women, then there are resources that you could go out there to learn how to talk to women. You go on YouTube, learn how to talk to women. You know what I'm saying? If that's your weakness, but them gentlemen, they just haven't learned that skill at all, bro. And so that's why they resort to the simp-like behavior, resort to the sucker behavior, bro, every single time. And then they had the audacity to teach these other younger generation that this is the way to go. And this is where we get the Steve Harveys and all these other weird dudes out there doing the same exact thing, bro.
Yeah, there's a lot of pandering podcasts out there, panda bears out there.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, because
so who's the other weirdo that was doing that, man? Derek Jackson and them.
Yeah, Derek Jackson. That's the Hall of Famer.
Like, what do you guys think about this, right? Like, what do you guys think about this? The girl. Okay, so let's just say you're famous and you got all the clout and fame, and then the woman that come in your life, she shows that she is the woman, like the one that you want to marry and have a family with, right? And then she holds off to it until she gets the ring, sign the paperwork, then do the prenup, and then she shows the real, color and her intentions, why she got with you. What do you do about that?
I think you'll see signs. I think you're gonna see the signs before then, though.
No, man.
Yo, repeat that.
We can put on a mask, bro.
Yo, repeat that question, Hefe.
I said, like, what do you think about the woman, who come in your life and they pretend like, like they the one, right? 100%, like the one that you want a wifey and, have a family with eventually and, like put a ring on them, right? But after you give them everything, the family, the ring, the status, the title, then they show you the true colors. Then how do you handle that?
It's called the bait and switch. Nah, you gotta peep that before you try to lock something down. Know what I mean? But it's not hard, man. Like you gotta do things like not spending bread on her. Learn how to say no. Mm-hmm. And that'll show you her true motive. Know what I mean? Anytime you tell a chick no, man, and it's something that she need, man, she gonna dub you. Know what I mean? And that'll let you know by her dubbing you, when I say the word dub, that means like kind of like killing a relationship in general. If she kills the relationship because she tells you no, that's your answer right there. You know what I mean? Because a lot of times dudes, they go into a situation trying to make everything easy, and it's natural as a man, like when you want to look out for a female that you're sleeping with. You know what I mean? You want to do the right thing and take care of her, but a lot of times niggas is scared to say no. You know what I mean? You can't be scared. Yeah. You can't be scared to be assertive in your relationship. You know what I mean? And if she doesn't, comply with your rules, well, I don't want to say rules, but with your, your blueprint you got going on in your life, that ain't the chick for you. It's always that easy, fam. Because, a lot of times niggas will go out their way to satisfy their girl, man. Know what I mean?
Hefe, man. Oh, go ahead, Famous.
Yeah, to answer your question, Hefe, you gotta take time though, because they can't pretend that long. Time exposes everything. So you got to take your time when dealing with women. You got to vet them. You got to test them. You see what they're about. See where their mental's at. And I got sucker free senses, so I can sense it out. It's like spider senses, but it's for these hoes.
Yeah, Hefe, man, that's a good question, because I agree with Famous was saying earlier, man. I don't think a lot of people change their ways too much. So typically when I think when guys are saying the bait and switch, a lot of times they was just infatuated by the beauty and they just pulled anybody in because they was just fine. And men don't really have a lot of requirements for women. So like one of the parts of the question you asked was like, you don't giving them everything. And I think Rush hit on it. You don't give up everything. You're like, say like even a Kai Cenat, okay, I got like $35 million. Okay, if I find a girl I like over time and she's showing that she has good signs, it's like, look, I got this real estate portfolio. You need to manage that. And you need to see how they are with your like resources and stuff, how they manage that. And that needs to take over some time. So yeah, once you kind of start giving them purpose too, and you don't just have them come in there just to be pretty, and you know you see it, their intelligence and the loyalty, how they operate with your business stuff, and they show good signs, then that's when you can move them up to that next level. But yeah, men just like, hey, be pretty, be a little bit nice, make a sandwich, and that's our requirements, and that's where we fuck up, you know.
Yeah, you got to work for my love.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know if you're spiritual now. I don't know if you agree with the Bible now, but I'm just going to make a quick Bible reference. There's a scripture in the Bible that said you got to want to test the spirit by the spirit, you know what I'm saying, to see where they at. Are they of God or not? You know what I'm saying? So how the way you do that, you test them, you know, physically, how the way they are, mentally, how the way they are, and spiritually, how the way they are too. You start by them three concepts right off the back, you know what I'm saying? Also, the book of Proverbs teaches you about this as well, too, being men and how you test out women to see if they're for you or not, you know what I'm saying? So physically, if they're doing things that's going contrary to what you got going on, like say, for example, you're popular, you're into workout regimens and you're doing these things, healthy living. If she's not on that same level with you, then you already know what she's going to be if you marry her. You know what I'm saying? More than likely, she's going to be manipulative to try to get you out of there so she can feel secure by herself. You know what I'm saying? Same thing deal with financially. If she's not financially stable, you know what I'm saying, will she be able to keep up with her finances? If she's saving, if she's not showing them signs, she always wants you to take her shopping and splurge. You already know what she's at prior before marrying her. You know what I'm saying? You also got to test her family as well, too, to be honest with you, and her friends, too, to see who she's around, who she's leaking around with. Because 9 times out of 10, it normally be the outside influences what's going to be the determining factor of her and your relationship. You know what I'm saying? It always be the friends, where the family and the friends, they'll say, hey, he got money, you should do this, that, and that. Or he got money, you should move this way. And she start moving that way, you know what I mean? So everything that everybody was saying that I agree with, I'm just giving you a deeper perspective about it, you know what I'm saying? So when it boils down to it, before he even put that ring on frame, there are always going to be signs that you're going to see. People behavior do not change at all, period, no matter if it's positive or negative.
That's what I was saying, Urban. Time exposes everything. Give it time. A lot of men, they rush into relationships with these women, maybe because of their lustful nature, you know. But yeah, time tests everything.
Yeah,
Hey,
I'm
man,
about to play this.
follow up. Okay, go ahead.
I'm about to play this clip real quick. And this clip right here, it kind of lets you know where the mindsets of most women are. You know what I mean? And this chick kind of expounds on the true female nature. You know what I mean?
I'm so sorry that I'm gonna say this, but I'm gonna keep it all the way one.
Nah. Don't be sorry, because the people need to hear this. Don't be sorry. Let them know exactly what it is. Food discretion's advised.
I'm gonna keep it all the way thorough, okay? Us women know who can get the draws without dropping any bread off. Okay? Maybe you just not that nigga.
Although this is something we already knew, it is nice to hear it from the horse's mouth itself. But the translation is, if you got to pay for it, you just not who you think you are as a man. So all those provider men that be doing all this extra shit, no, you're just a simp paying for that cat. That's what you are. The only woman you should be taking care of is the woman that's actually committed to you. But if there is no true commitment, you shouldn't be paying a goddamn thing, because they know exactly who they want and how they want them. And like she said, you are just not that nigga to that woman. You could be that nigga to somebody else. That may be true. But to that woman in particular, you're not who you think you are to her. And you know, sometimes that's okay. That's okay. Because too much of anything is bad for you. But the shift is happening, and I'm happy the truth is finally starting to come out. Because I've been screaming this from a rooftop for quite some time. If you got to pay for it, she don't really like you. The nigga she likes won't have to pay a goddamn thing. He just got to exist. And she is willing and ready to go to them coffee dates with him, to not have him pay no bills. She gonna bust it open for him. She gonna buy him shit. It's a completely different experience when a woman actually likes you. For you, not for what you do for her. But it's unfortunate our average man will not be able to experience that because a lot of us do bite off more than we could chew. A lot of us are too busy changing the world instead of getting with a woman that actually likes us, whatever level that's on. I'm gonna tell y'all like I've always told y'all, like who likes you. It's really that simple. But you know what? Knowing a lot of y'all ain't gonna listen to shit I'm saying because I'm just a normal guy. Y'all keep the change.
And I'm so sorry that I'm finna say this, but I'm finna keep it out.
I got a question off this video too. What about the woman, you know, that you were that at the bottom, right, of your life, and she was holding you down, and then after 5-6 years, like you had, you know, family with her, and then 10 years you made it, right? Now you're a millionaire because you were grinding and she's seen that. And then she shows you her true color and she want to leave and she want half of your stuff. How do you deal with that?
Damn, Hefe got the questions today. Shout out. Go ahead, Rush.
Go ahead. Okay, I'll go first. Yo, a lot of times, you ain't if a chick finesse you, if a chick finesse you to that degree where you know you bit off the bait and you think she's like the one. You know, a lot of times females know your potential. They have vision when they dealing with a dude. So a chick could link up with a I know this is a bad example, but this is just for conversation's sake, like a Kevin Hart, you know? Like he dates a chick, right? His chick's taking care of him, and she may do things for him, but she know like, yo, there's a deal around the corner. It's a potential that he'll be able to grab that deal and become real successful. Females that they could see that and they could front, and you got to be careful. You got to peep that too. You know what I mean? Because they got vision, man, when they dealing with a certain dude. So a female to that degree can pretend and know your potential, what's about to go down, and just play in front for a little bit. But in today's day and age, I don't even think females got the stomach to even front that long anyway. Like if you're not kind of like simping on them or whatever, then she's gonna monkey branch to a different situation. Know what I mean?
But let me go ahead and answer Hefe's question. So yeah, in that scenario, say like, man, 10 years pass, man, you done held shorty down, you done leveled up, and now she's like, she want to go. You just got chalked out as a loss. You be like, you know what? Yeah. Peace to see you. Because, throughout that process, you should be, like I said, you should have your shit together that you got to jump in that market, man. You always going to be marketable. So, it's going to be a little sad and shit, but it's just like, hey, no doubt. Here you go. You got to take that L. You peel off that paper and you never make that mistake again. And like I always say, it's funny, I'll be cracking jokes with my wife. I'm like, hey, you ever want to go? I'm going to get a chick that look just like you. No love lost over that. But yeah, you just move on. You just, man, keep building yourself up. The best revenge you could ever get in life is to level up and keep expanding past that. Yeah, so I'm going to turn up. I'm going to hit that gym so hard. And anytime she see a photo of me or something, it's going to be success.
Yeah.
Right.
I was about to say the same thing, Jerk. You just got to take your loss. What else can you do? Just take your loss, because your piece is worth more than anything. Right. So the money's not everything. It's something, but it's not everything. Your piece is more important. So I think you just take your loss, let her go. Make sure your kids are straight, and that's all you can do.
Yeah, but I think Hefe's asking he's asked that question to not to fall for the okie doke, and how you don't fall for the okie doke. And you test her loyalty, man. Know what I mean,
If you don't see those signs in 10 years, man, she must be really good, or you must be really bad at vetting women.
So gentlemen, let me share this with y'all. In that scenario, that's what I call the grass is greener than the other side of the fence. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Where once again, like I told y'all earlier, when you go into that vetting process, you got to vet them in different scenarios, including family and friends. So what tend to happen is this, if you've been that invested into a relationship over 10 years, trust and believe that woman is locked in, you know what I'm saying? Or the dude is locked in as well too. But what normally tends to happen is it dealing with outside influences. You know what I'm saying? It could be a possibility where she is with one of her homegirls. Her homegirl been single for 10 to 15 years. You know what I'm saying? You're married for 10 to 15 years, but you're still friends with this girl who's single. We have a single mindset for 10 to 15 years. So throughout that whole entire time, she the one who's low-key, feeding her into this information. Girl, you need to go on these trips. He ain't gonna let me go on these trips. Girl, you're independent. You need to do this anyway. So she low-key feeding all this negative influence into her, and she's starting to feel some type of way about this. So it's building up, you know what I mean? Not understanding that the same friend who's doing this is the same one who more likely will try to go after your same man, because at the end of the day, she wants that same type of dude. She wants that same type of experience. So she'll literally sabotage that. So there are different scenarios that happen in there, with the grass is greener on the other side. Then eventually she started breaking down, and she started literally self-sabotaging the relationship. She started asking all these weird-ass questions. Babe, why is it not okay for me to go on the all-girl trip with my single friends? Yeah. And you already told, like, you're married. How I like to feel if I go on a single trip and I'm a married man, I'm going on a single trip with my homeboys. In fact, you told me that I couldn't do that anyway. You told me that I need to dismiss my friends. You said that one of my homeboys was low-key trying to holler at you. And guess what I did? As a man, I looked at that, I evaluated it, I like, you know what? You're right. Our relationship way more important than that friendship, so I'm gonna dismiss it. So it should be the same way with you, but that's what tend to happen, is that they end up listening to the outside influence. They let the outside influence sabotage the relationship and end up ending it, that 10-year relationship. Then the same friends will do this, bro. They'll do this. They'll say, hey, since that dude didn't give you no prenup or anything like that, girl, sure, you're going to be winning. You're going to be winning. So you can go ahead and get a divorce. You can want to get him for half his money, and we're going to have a divorce party. Yeah, and they'll do that. Then that's what they do. Then all in all, they'll go back after you have this divorce part. They'll be the ones who go and get married years later. I'm married, girl, and she divorced. I'm just saying, but ultimately, it just boils down to, like, what we're saying, like, even in these relationships, you have to just really vet out, and that vetting process doesn't end when you get married. It has to be a consistent thing. Me personally, like, I'm a married man. What I do is this: I literally do a temperature check for real on my wife, just to see what she at, where her mind is at. Like, hey, you good? Let's see what she at. She'll do the same thing with me. And what we do, we call it checks and balances. We're holding each other accountable. We're trying to see where our mind is at, seeing if we change or not. You know what I'm saying? If we change, we see if we need to make some adjustments or whatever we got to do. So we won't be blindsided,
Yeah, I just want to say a shout out to everybody on the panel, man, for the answer. That question. Everybody was a solid answer, bro. You know what I'm saying? I just wanted to ask you that because I know a lot of probably like young people, they're watching us, and we don't know who watching us, so they need to know what's going on, how to handle this, and everybody was solid, man. Appreciate you guys.
Appreciate you too. And Urban, that's why they say single women keep women single. A lot of you gotta set strict boundaries in your relationship, and once you're in a relationship or a marriage or something, your life is different from a single. Like you can't still be around singles like that. You should be, if you want to go on trips, it should be couple trips. It shouldn't be you going out with your girls and all of that. That's craziness. You're in a different space than your single friends now, so you got to move different.
And how many stories that we hear that like she went on a girls trip and then she hooked up with somebody by the pool, man.
Yeah,
there's a lot of new stories.
Yeah,
You
and they'll
know,
sit up here justify too. They'll even lie for him tomorrow. Oh no, that ain't what happened. It was me who did it. But all in all, yeah, I was part of a threesome like I ain't nothing. Or they probably sleep with their homegirls.
Yeah.
The way it is these
yeah,
days, they'll literally sleep with their own homegirls.
we
Those
got
solo
some
trips are
pushback
worse than
from
girls
the
trips,
chat.
I think.
We got some pushback from the chat. Shout
I
out
was about to
to
say that's cat.
Flow Pro. He says y'all wrong earlier. Kai always been good with women before he was rich.
So what happened? So why is he not good with women now then?
I think he looked like he was able to get girls. So I
Nah,
think
y'all got
sometimes
to see those
people,
videos of him, bro. He was
he could get some
looking kinda
girls,
sus.
but it's the ones that they want the supermodels when they get the money. That's the issue, and those ones they got options. So they looking at all those guys as like licks, and I don't think those guys, a lot of times it's men on egos that get them in the bind, because a lot of guys, they'll be like, man, I'm successful, so she should just like me. And so it's
Is
a little
Flo
bit of
Pro?
entitlement in that. So, they just,
I don't. I'm gonna give you some pushback, Jerk. I don't think it's that type of mindset. Okay, whenever somebody, okay, like, I know this is a bad analogy, I'm going to use it anyway, but okay, like big corporate companies that tries to sell products, the first thing they do, they scout out models and they have the models promote the product. The reason why they choose attractive people, because psychologically we align good people that are aesthetically inclined. So by Kai Cenat, dealing with this attractive female, in his mind, the attractiveness equals out. Maybe this person's a good person because she's attractive. Know what I mean, which is not a good thing, because you should not be subservient to your lust. Know what I mean, but I don't think he was coming off like, you know, like that. But that's just my thoughts on it. Because a lot of good dudes, they tend to do that. They're if they have the capability of bagging a female with high aesthetics, then they will align that attractiveness as her being a good person, which is completely false. You got to watch the actions, not just the looks.
And that equals you not good with women if you just focus on the looks. Is Flo Pro Casanat's best friend?
I don't know, but he's also said he said Kai ran through plenty of holes. He just should have just did some background checks on this one. You know what I mean?
no, but see, like, the issue with that statement, Rush, that you're saying is because if you're a man that you built yourself, whether you got status, success, or, you just attracted to females, your options should be just pretty girls, period, because that's just the position you put yourself in. So at that point, like
Right.
what Famous is saying, if you were good with females, then you wouldn't be just blinded by beauty. You will be sitting
Exactly.
down with them. You'll be like, all right, man, let's have this conversation. What you bring into the table, kind of thing. Because, hey, all the chicks around me look good, so you got to bring extra. So when guys are not like making those type of demands and stuff like that, or have requirements, then
I
that
gotta
just
respond
means
to
they're
Flo Pro.
pedestalizing women to a certain degree.
Let me respond to Flo Pro. So shout out to Flo Pro too. If he was good with women, he would know not to wife a streamer. If he was good with women, he wouldn't, fall into his lustful nature. That's another thing. And if you said Casanat had better females than her, but thought she was a good girl, he wouldn't have thought she was a good girl if he was good with women.
Okay. Fame. That for the audience and the youth and all that, let's explain to them why it's not wise to wife up a chick that's trying to get into the entertainment field. The
Because she has a
reason why
price.
it's not, yeah, that,
She has,
and she'll do whatever it takes to get put on. So if there's like a contract with a company that's able to just put them in a high position within the streaming world, like the Casanat University, they're gonna do whatever it takes to get put on that good opportunity. In lame
yeah.
terms, like, yo, she's getting bent over to get that opportunity. So it's not wise to wife up a chick within that field. But he knew that. He sensed that. That's why he dubbed abroad. And shout out to Casanat for staying sucker free. Because if it was any other dude, man, they probably would have gave in. bought the chick the vehicle, give her like a monthly allowance, just like how some of these simps do out here. I mean, in these tricks. So like I'm a big up Kai Cenat, man. He definitely dodged the bullet on this. You know what I mean? He made a mistake. He saw his mistake, and you know what I mean. He gave it a go.
He left before it got worse. But having better females is that's not the goal, man. Just to have the baddest female.
Yeah, because Rush, I get what you're saying. Because shout out to Kai for like having the balls to be like, you know what, get up out of here. But I think one thing, man, guys they just got to understand, man. Every guy starts at a position where you're not knowledgeable. You're not the best with women. We're not saying you can't get them, but you just don't have the experiences, man. You're just in that like a puppy love type thing, which is fine. That comes with age. Hold on, but so like guys just got to understand when people are saying that stuff, it's not to slander you. It's just saying, hey man, look, you're not the best with females. Get the knowledge, and then you're gonna have good success. So man, when I was growing up, like I said, man, we had to look and observe the dudes that had good interactions with females. Well, the guys that ended up being good with women, having good situations, man, we took that criticism and got better, man. So that's what men, it's just like, man, everything's a growth process, man. You can't get upset by some of the terminology. It's like, nah, man, you're younger, listen and pivot, make them improvements, and you're gonna be straight, man. Cause yeah, dude could pull, man. That's not the issue. He gonna get chicks, but it's just like you want to be good with them. And good means like you're not getting used, you're not getting taken advantage of. You're not messing with the type of chicks that's going to go and slide off with an NBA YoungBoy. So it's not a diss to Kai Cenat. It's just like what you need to start learning is avoidance and, risk mitigation with females. And that's where a lot of guys just don't understand.
So gentlemen, Denzel Washington, LeBron James, both of their wives, what would they have in common?
They stay behind the scenes.
Behind the scenes. You don't know nothing what they got going on with them, period. None of us on this panel cannot tell what they got going on with their life, period. Mm-hmm. Them are the type of women who are winners. Them are the ones who are literally they're behind the scenes, but they're there, but they're not there at the same time. They're the one who plays a full supportive role, a full submissive role as well, too. Them are the type of women that Kai Cenat and these younger generations need to be going towards, not these IG chicks and stuff. But if they want to do that, there's nothing wrong with that. But he does need to understand that they only does for what Rush say. They just pump and dumps. That's it. Nothing more, nothing less. They put themselves out there, like Rush said, they put themselves out there to be that way. So treat them that way. Nothing more, nothing less. Don't give them no title of girlfriend or nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? Leave them for where they at, and you find the actual woman that's going to be beneficial to you, period. That's what it boils down to. But once again, they have to be taught this, bro. They have to be taught this game.
They got to break the conditioning because men we're taught how to treat women. Women are not taught how to treat men. So we grow up thinking that women are sugar and spice and everything nice until we find out. So we got to go through that. So the youngest don't got to go through that now.
Mm-hmm. But a lot of times though, like men just gotta, like you guys said, man, they gotta understand, man. Spending the money when you got it and stuff, the resources, you got to be careful with that because that's like the ultimate shortcut. So you're gonna get some cheeks if you spending money, but on the flip side, it's just like that same female, man, she'll have an interaction with a guy where that dude ain't even got to buy her a hot dog from a gas station and he be knocking it down. And just one quick story, man. When we was younger, like I said, I hung out with my like older cousins and they were good with females. So man, we up in this restaurant Maria's. I know Famous. That joint is expensive. So we in there eating and stuff. And one of the chicks my cousin was messing with, fine, but he just would never give it a time of day because he knew what type of female she was. So she come in there with a Knicks player, straight NBA player. And he's up there whining, dining her. And, she's looking at the table, but he's like, I ain't going to bust her out. He's like, I don't like her like that. That same evening, that dude done probably spent about a good $500 to $1,000 on that meal because it just costs like that. You get an appetizer in there, it's over like $200 and something in a drink. But so like that same evening, she's hitting my cousin up like, hey, I really don't like him like that. I want to come see you. And man, he was knocking it down. So that's why it's just like, you can't take this stuff personal, man. And you got to have this understanding with females, and man, that's why it's dangerous to lead with money, because like that same chick, like I said, is she's the guy she attracted to. She ain't charging that dude nothing, man. So you don't want to be the dude that's got to spend the bread, man.
Yeah, that's what I've been saying. You got to overcompensate for her lack of interest.
Nah, facts.
That's why you gotta have the game, but before you get money and fame.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I agree with that.
You got to have that experience with women too. It takes experience.
But Hefe, like what you're saying, just say like if you didn't get it, and man, you come into the money. That's where, man, you gotta like humble yourself, and people that's older are different things, man. You can't take it personal. You just, man, you need to sit back and be like, you know what, man, I do need to get better at some things, so I don't be. These people are looking out for me. They have my best interests. They want to see me have growth and not getting taken advantage of. So I think sometimes, man, people just. They take it too personal instead of just like, you know what, man? Yeah, I do need to develop a little bit more. They ain't trying to throw no shots or diss me, man. They just want to see me excel, man. Because, yeah, all of us on this, man, we want guys to stop getting taken advantage of, man. I just seen too many stories of dudes just, females taking advantage of them. So, man, that shit hurts me to the core when I be seeing these stories.
Yeah. Life is a learning experience, man. It's a learning experience. You just got to go through the motions, man. And you can't beat yourself up. You just got to take it as a learning lesson, and you got to hold yourself accountable as a man. Like the woman you choose is your fault, and you got to realize your faults in what you do and why you pick this woman, and you just got to learn from your mistakes.
That's it, man. Gotta have to learn from your L's. And keep it moving. Don't make the same mistake again, and then you're good.
Yep. Yeah. Well, what's worse about these situations, gentlemen, is that you may deal with some dudes who do have like a mental disorder, whatever the case may be, right? And they don't know how to take that L. And guess what they do? Them are the same type of dudes that do violent acts against women. And guess what? We get held accountable for that. See, all men are like that. All men be unaliving women, and different things like that. No. It was just that particular dude that at that particular time who didn't know how to take a L, so he believed that his best course of action was to do this heinous act. You know what I mean? But once again, that's why I keep reiterating over and over again that these type of conversations on this type of wisdom is very important for men out there, because they're looking for it. They really are looking for guidance, for real, proper guidance, by the way, not these pookie guidance, not these old future guidance, but or these simp guidance, but actual real guidance for real men who done been through the fire, who been tried by the fire and overcame, and we the change, and we are the men that who we are right now.
Yeah. That's why I drop gems in my music, Urban. That's why I put it in there for entertainment, but I put a message in it.
Yeah.
Hey man, check out the comment right now. What's the guy name? Kamo. I can't even pronounce that. The last.
Yeah, I saw that.
Bro, you in here, bro? Why are you in here? We can do whatever the fuck we want to do, bro. Why are you in here watching us?
Nah, but man, I don't even, man. I just think, like I said, sometimes people like that, man. It's like that's how y'all be getting hemmed up. It's because, man, you want to deflect instead of learn and stuff. Like I said, I absorbed the game from the OGs. I wasn't sitting out there getting all upset in my feelings. I'm like, shit, you know what? I do need to change and stuff. So all that stuff, because they're going to be the same ones down the line. Like, oh, nobody ever taught us anything. It's like, nah, man, we having these conversations now so y'all can avoid some of these pitfalls, man, because it's not just them. Like I said, I got friends that's in their 40s and 30s that's getting cleaned out right now. Like, damn, man, I wish I would have listened. So it's like, man, you could be wise, or you could be like him with that comment, prideful, what they call it, foolish pride.
Yeah. But we not.
It's it's only gonna hurt your pockets at the end of the day. You ain't gonna hurt us when that chick is taking your ass to court. You gonna be like Tyrese crying at the courthouse.
And the thing is, we're not talking about Cenat. It's not like we bashing Cenat. We're talking. It's bigger than him. It's the situation. We just using him as an example to explain to the youth and whoever wants to hear the message. It's not about Cenat bashing him. I don't even know the guy, so I don't got no personal ill will towards him.
But his OGs probably got multiple baby moms. Them cats probably Bro,
Hey,
because of
gentlemen.
women. So that's why I'm saying when we don't have them conversations, man, like that's his OG. So yeah, shout out to
Hey,
him though.
gentlemen, me and my stepson, we had met Cenat personally, him and his whole entire team, when they was here in Texas. The dude is, I ain't gonna lie, the dude is an outstanding young man for real. He really do. He got his head on his shoulder and everything. But at the same time, I could tell that he's still kind of young minded too. You know what I mean? For his decision making process. So that's why I say that once again, these conversations are important. I wish Carson I was in here right now listening to us, giving him this game so he'll know how to navigate in the future. To be honest.
Facts.
Yeah, cause Urban, like you said, man, like this dude, man, he got the potential to be like, if he's sitting at a net worth, build himself up like that, man, this cat could be the next like billionaire. Definitely hit like northwards of 100 million if he learns how to navigate that. And that's what we want to see, man. We want more, especially in the minority communities, man. Like whether you black, I think he's Haitian. It don't matter, man. I want to see everybody shine and level up. But it's like, man, if we see empires fall because of women, man. Look at Diddy, all these dudes, man. Like Deontay Wilder. Y'all was covering that yesterday. Like, man, my man.
Yeah, I was actually researching that before I hopped on the panel.
Yeah, I was looking at it. I was like, sad
We did a whole
story.
thing on him last stream. We did a whole live on Deontay Wilder and his situation.
Oh,
Yeah, so it's just like, man, we want these dudes to shine, man. Get up out of this.
Yeah, I mean, dudes like, Kashna and, Deontay Wilder, like they have like big hearts, man. They
do.
want to take care of their family, But they gotta understand, like, a lot of women out there now, man, they gonna use that as leverage, man. It's a weakness, man. You being that loving and caring. Now, man, they're gonna use that against you. So you gotta be careful you gotta be careful. You gotta be careful who you take in under your wing. You know what I mean? Regardless if it's your girl or a friend, You just gotta be careful, man, because people have hidden motives, man. This envy, jealousy. A lot of times these birds they feel entitled to your money, so you have to be careful, especially if you're successful. Like if Shorty ain't been around from the beginning, she's not deemed worthy to be your wife or a girl. You know what I mean? Right. She's just a cum bucket. You know what I mean? And treat it as such. Now I'm not promoting the pump and dump because of my religious beliefs. But like as a man who's in a high socioeconomic status, you have to be mindful on what kind of woman you're dealing with, man. You know what I mean? You're not an average dude, so you gotta be careful because they're out for your bread. There's women out there that's entitled to your money, man. Even they're not fully immersed into your lifestyle. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's good to have a big heart. Like you said, Russ, they got big hearts. It's good to have a big heart, just have a bigger brain.
That, but you also got to be very protective because he should have known better than anything else. Because think about it, Deontay Wilder's boxing. You have any wrong person around you, they'll instantly talk about domestic violence and all that because you're a boxer. Like that's the biggest thing right there he has to worry about. Because when you someone of that physical ilk, boxer, MMA, whatever type of fighting style or anything that does with physicality, you will always be an easy target for that.
But see, man, that's the scary thing with like these dudes that we're trying to communicate across. Cause it's just like, man, when they hit those magnitudes, them chicks are coming in like, all right, if I don't put a baby on them, then I'm gonna put the allegation and I'm gonna get the Cassie payout. Like, and that's the game that they're running, man. And and these guys, man, if they don't go down, if they don't get smarter with this, it's just like, man, they're coming in to annihilate, or they're gonna do a tell-all book or something. So that's why they gotta be, their game's gotta be even tighter than like an average dude. Cause this is like, man, they see them. You could Google people's net worth now. That's how much easy it is for them. So if they Google all these dudes' names, man, and pop up, they're like, oh yeah, I'm gonna lace him up. These mugs is devious out here, man.
I told you what Cindy Powers doing. She had the football players schedule. She knew their curfew time. She knew what basketball players to deal with. She had a whole breakdown. She was teaching women how to do it.
So do y'all think that's predatory behavior?
Hell yeah.
Yes.
Sorry about that.
Oh yeah,
You
most
hunting them
definitely,
down
most
for a reason.
definitely, yeah.
It's funny you asked that,
Because
Urban, because I always used to ask people, I'm like, man, this is predatory behavior. They're like, nah, that's woman nature. I'm like, nah, this is predatory, man. When you hunting and you trying to like, if stuff don't go my way, I'm gonna put an allegation or something. Hell yeah, that's predatory, boy.
yeah, because
I
I
would
had
have to on this
conversations
one.
on other panels, man, where it was some dudes and women. They're telling me, no, that's not predatory behavior. That's just how the woman is. Like,
Shit,
oh, if you're going through that extreme, the
you
finest
know what a hunter
dude.
does?
Yeah.
A hunter studies they target. And guess what? Y'all ain't studying their target. The perfect example is who's that female? I forgot the female name that did it. That basketball player. What dude name? Off of Detroit. I mean not Detroit, but Dallas.
Dude, you
The
talking about
Houston.
Brittany? Dude, you
Yeah.
talking about Brittany Renner?
Yeah. She was the perfect example. Scoping, looking out for young things. Just a motherfucking grab a contract. Easy paper. Like, come on.
See, I'm with Hefe on this one. What he said earlier, when you at that status, man, I'm probably just not gonna be in a relationship.
That's it.
It's hard. It's gonna be too hard.
Because, you know, anybody who coming at you, like I said earlier, man, like you don't even know what their intention is, you know, when you got millions and clout.
I wouldn't say it's hard. I would sit here and say it's just that it's one of those choices because it's like neither you get it beforehand or you neither get it after. Because I would say this, like what Jerk was pretty much saying. If you're trying to be like in sports, then you may as well just wait until after your career, or neither you at least achieve it and attain it before your career even begins at that point. After that, it's a done deal. Everything else in the middle.
Like, what do you guys think about Curry though? His situation, his wife bashing him. Steph Curry.
Oh yeah.
I wouldn't say it's bashing. I'm just saying this is how I look at it. From Curry's position, honestly, at this point, it's like, look, I became successful. You thought that I was just gonna be some regular dude just coaching up basketball, but I did what I set myself higher. You talking about you was gonna be this, you know, whatever. You was gonna be successful chick, all this, whoop, 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 and you fell short of yourself. And now you're crying, looking at the mirror, realizing I fell short of myself. That's all she's really doing out here at the end of the day. I don't give a frick what no one says.
But I feel like, you know, if you respect your man,
let me say this. Steph Curry's wife knew that he was going to be successful. Like, I don't know why people believe that she didn't know what was going on. And two, Steph Curry's wife is competitive, and she holds jealousy towards her husband's success. You know what I mean? That's why I say you should never wife up a competitive chick, because later down the line she's gonna sabotage the relationship. You know what I mean? She's gonna and probably pull the bait and switch on you. So be mindful what kind of chick you're dealing with. Like, if she's like competitive and she has like envious traits towards your success, she's definitely not the one. You know what I mean?
But that's what I'm saying, it's horrible.
If I was Steph Curry, she'll come in the house one day, man, I have like a bunch of money piled up on the table. I'm like, here's your cut. You got 5 hours to leave this house. And I'll go get another light-skinned chick, because there ain't no way in hell, man, I'm going to sit here and be that supportive of a guy. I'm a NBA legend. I done funded your businesses to try to give you relevance. And you're going to sit out here and be talking shit like that and thinking you're going to be with me. Yeah, she would have been gone.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, my wife, she shouldn't, you know, go on podcasts and talk all that, you know what I mean, if you respect me.
Yeah, it's embarrassing.
But you know, it's crazy. You know that conversation that's going out there with I forgot who it was. Who mentioned this? Who's that dude from ATL? Big producer. I forgot the dude's name already. He did the TV show That Game. I forget his name right now.
Metro Boomin?
No. The TV show, The Rap Game. I forgot his name, bro.
Oh, Janae Dupree?
Yeah, Janae Dupree. So, you know, like out there on the internet, I saw it on IG, but it's been swerving around, right? Where he's been making his comment. He made some statements like saying like, "Oh, don't ever help certain people, like your homeboys or whatever, if they didn't ask you, like he made a certain statement like that, right? And I think in a lot of ways too, this is the other reason why I feel like she's way more envious, because it's like the fact that Steph Curry made it and he's helping her out so much, she's even more envious a little bit more on that part. Because it's like not only has Steph Curry become famous, now that he's also investing in her, but then she still hasn't found that ceiling for her to be quote unquote happy with herself.
Yeah.
That point, it just seems like, yeah, you know what? You should never just did it. It's like you should just let her just did what she did for herself and just see what happens. Because at the end of the day, it's like, bro, I just can't see it no other which way. You got someone that's supporting you, got someone that's backing you up, everything else in the box of candy, and yet you still feel some type of way where you gotta make comments. It's
but
like,
you know what? I feel like, bro, people like that will never be happy, man, no matter what.
Facts. That's what I'm about to say, Hefe.
Of course,
like, not sun though. I want sun. Moon is not enough.
Right.
She's embarrassing. That chick is embarrassing. I couldn't. She's been embarrassing him for years now. She doesn't respect Steph Curry at all. For her to go publicly like that, I couldn't be with a chick like that. I'm with you, Jerk. She can take. I'll give her some money. She can go, because I can't be with no chick like that.
Hell no.
But
no, I'll tell you, I already gave you business. What the fuck we talking about?
But like Hefe said, man, somebody like that, you got to get rid of them. And I know it sounds harsh sometimes, and people are like, damn, man, you know. But if somebody's a bottomless pit of like unhappiness and stuff, man, and just think of the stuff he did to that magnitude, and you're not happy, and you got the nerve to be envious, and you got the world's probably most supportive dude, like, ain't nothing gonna make you happy. And man, it's like that type of person is gonna make everybody in that house bitter. And that's why you got to kind of get rid of them, because it's just like, man, there's no pleasing them. Like if you funded 2 businesses for that person and to try to like be supportive, I don't know what you could do at that point. So like Hefe said, like, shit, you want the sun, the moon, you're always going to move the goal line. You're going to move the goalpost. So yeah, I'm not in that business.
He ain't never talked shit about her or her, you know,
exactly.
Her whole situation. He never spoke on it, man. I respect that.
Yeah. No, facts,
yeah. He stayed stoic through it all. But Jerk, that ain't harsh. Because was it harsh when she was out there embarrassing me for years? No, that's not harsh. I'm leaving you.
Well, I'm just talking about from the aspect, because you know how people be like, man, you're gonna leave your family and stuff. You know, you're gonna break up your family. That's one of those ones that's like in the gray area where you could break up your family with somebody.
Family.
True. That's a good point.
What people have to say, because I'm in this, you're not. Okay, so if I want to break up the family, I would, because I'm not happy.
Yeah. But Hefe, you're not breaking up the family. She her actions led to that. That's her breaking up the family.
That's a good point.
Her action is the reason I'm not happy, so I'm out.
Yeah, you can still be in your kids' life and take care of your kids. Don't mean you have to stay with her. I ain't with that cheaper to keeping stuff.
Yeah, me neither. I'll take that financial L. I'm just gonna learn my lesson.
My peace is more important. Yeah, my peace is way more important than being with some ungrateful chick.
Hey, y'all remember when Will Smith was doing that interview, right? And I believe the interviewer was asking a question with Will about him and Jada right in that situation. And so Will, he broke down, he was saying like, yeah, I was doing all these things for Jada, right? And I was, planning birthday parties, planning events for her and doing all these different things, right? And so one day he talked to Jada about that, and she replied back and said, well, that's your happiness, Will. That's what you want for me, but that's not what I want. That's what she said on the interview. That's what she said. That's what he said that she told him, right? And so I want y'all to think about that, right? And apply the same scenario to Steph Curry and Aisha. She's literally behaving the same exact way as Jada. No matter what Steph does for her, she's not thinking about it how the way we're thinking about it logically. Like, hey, he's giving you everything that you want. In her mind, no, that's not what I want. And so when he asked her, like, okay, what it is that you want? I want the same thing that you want. I want to be like you, which he knows logically that's impossible. You can't be me. You know what I'm saying? You can't be my name. You can't be my brand. You can be my wife. And so that's where the conflict is happening with her. The conflict will happen with Jada as well too. Is that they wanted when they say they want it all, they want the whole name and everything. They want things that they know it's impossible to have. If they don't get it, then they know they have the leverage to the op out of their relationship. But another thing too is that women know this about us as men. We us as men, we love differently for how the way women love us. All right, we love out of one duty, we love out of respect. You know what I'm saying? But women, on the other hand, they're hypergamous. They love based on the merit of what's going to make them happy. Period. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's financial, whatever type of hypergamous nature it is, that's how the way they love. And that's why it's so easy for them to break out of a relationship versus with us. Because we're literally putting our heart on the line. We're investing everything into it versus them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, men really love.
But can we really call it at this point hypergamy? Because even with hypergamy at this point, right? Look at Will, look at freaking Steph Curry, hypergamy, Cenat, hypergamy. At this point, as far as being successful, and you got these women chasing you and still are not happy. At this point, hypergamy ain't even the problem because it's really just far beyond that.
But Wally, it's still hypergamy because it's what they perceive to be better.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, it's perceived what they be better, but it's like in the concept of hypergamy, right? It's like finding whoever is better than them or whatever, But it's like you find people that are better than you, and you still not happy. You still not.
That's the female nature. That's
the whole point. That's what I'm saying. But like putting it on hypergamy at this point is we passed that. We passed that at this point. It's like you reach hypergamy, and then it's like, oop, no, it was more than that.
No, but that's still hypergamy though, Wally. It's just an endless cycle.
Yeah. Hypergamy doesn't have an end.
Yeah, it's an endless cycle.
But that's what I'm saying. It doesn't have a set face. That's what I'm saying. Like it's pointless.
It is, but that's woman.
That's why I stated earlier, Wally, that women logic versus our logic is two totally different things. You know what I'm saying? We say 2 + 2 do equal 4, but with women, 2 + 2 don't equal 4 to them because it's based on how the way they feel in that moment.
Yeah, but I do see what Wally's saying, man, because I don't think it's just hypergamy in these cases. Because when you got like a Jada Pinkett and Aisha, there's some sinister shit going on in them, man. Where
let's be real. So like with Jada, like she never even wanted to marry Will. Someone told her to marry Will. So think about it. Hypergamy wasn't in that.
Yeah, she was in love with Tupac.
That was in condition of looking at it from where it is. So that's what I'm saying. Like, and again, even with Aisha Curry, it's like, okay, you thought he was just gonna be a regular basketball coach or something like that. But why you with him? Why you married to him? Like, I'm sorry, it just makes no sense to me at this point. All this way they talking, it's like it's pointless.
I think like what Urban was saying, man. I think it is a little bit where, you know, like Will Smith, you know, he was one of the biggest names in Hollywood. Then Steph Curry, one of the best NBA players, you know, changed the game. So when them guys hit those peaks, I think they thought they were going to be close, like a power couple type thing. So when those dudes eclipsed them, I think it was some of that envy, even like what Rush was saying, man, they're competitive by nature, but they couldn't even, you know, get close to where them guys at. So I think it's more or less that, where they're looking at them like that envy is just so deep and shit. That's why I said it's sinister, because it's like, you would think if they got these guys, you can't get no more hypergamous than that. Shit, you're going to have to get a billionaire or something, you know, dude with some yachts and stuff to crack that code. But yeah, that competitive side, man, and that envy that they didn't get their career cracking in the way that they thought is eating them up inside and stuff. So
yeah, that's why I mentioned about Denzel Washington and his wife earlier, because with his wife, she don't care about none of that. You know what I'm saying? She don't mind pushing back and letting him get the spotlight, because she understands that at the end of the day, if he's winning, she's winning. But when you deal with these women who are tied up to this like feminist type of culture now, they're not thinking like that. They don't think logically like that. They want to be win. They want to win. They want to be on top. You know what I'm saying? And they'll literally sabotage the very thing that's helping them to get there.
Right. But I'll also add this too, Urban, because to your point of what you made on those two components, like Denzel Washington and even any LeBron, or even just anybody else that has a decent, great relationship out there. Those type of dynamics, to them, I mean, as far as the wives, they already know that they're in the spotlight, at least when it comes to their men, and that's all they care about.
Mm-hmm.
Because at the end of the day, they don't really care for like the spotlight of the world like that at all. Because like, I mean, honestly, unless you did the research, no one doesn't knows what Denzel Washington's wife does ultimately. No one don't know what any of their wives ultimately, and they don't want to be seen. Same thing with Ice Cube's wife. I mean, again, like all these different, like people want to talk about power couples, but let's be real though, not every single power couple is quote unquote loud, right? And that's the thing.
That might be the secret, bro. That might be the secret.
And that's the thing, though. Not every relationship loud. Cause like, there's definitely gonna be someone that may be the one that speaks loud, like the Denzel Washington. Because if you say his name, you already know what time it is, because it's already loud. But the same notion when you pull back from the side of his wife is like that's the quiet part, and what I'm saying, that those are like the commonary sweet parts like that, like just having.
But
like,
see, they want the famous. Because, like you said, the power couple could be any dynamic. They could go into actual business. Say, like, what's her name? Like Jessica Alba, and they started companies outside, kind of left the movie industry and stuff to focus on the business side and blew up on that. Which with them, that would be too boring. They want the the fame, the status. So they want to eclipse them on that note, not on the business side.
I put y'all this way. They wanted to be similar with Jay-Z and Beyonce, where Jay-Z is his own entity, Beyonce is her own entity.
But they ain't no fucking Beyonce. So they can't wire their mind around that part.
But that's what they chasing after. I'm not with that.
I mean, they chasing after, but even with those situations, I mean, that is even funny enough in itself. Because again, even Beyonce, based upon certain interviews and statements, had to quote unquote humble herself.
But I would say Jada's way worse though.
Oh, we all know that. We all know that.
Like, have you seen the way she's, bro? She sit like a dude with the legs open and shit. And her husband is the one who's sitting, what I'm saying, with the, with the legs on top of each other. Like, bro, come on, bro. What's wrong with you? You're the man.
The fact that she fucked a D-lister, I would have kicked her out the house. I would have been done with that. I'm like, man, slept with August Alsina.
He's on Rainbow now, right?
Yeah. That's why I was like, so they didn't even make a good decision on a side dude.
No surprise, bro.
Yeah.
But that relationship got a lot of weird dynamics.
Something about her box that dude would turn rainbow after that. Because I've heard some allegation about Will Smith too.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
There's a lot of allegations out there, but that's what I'm saying. Like, that's what I'm saying. That's not worth it. Out there is weird, bro.
They got a weird. Their relationship is just weird, bro. They got a lot of weird dynamics in their relationship. So
yeah, that's called Hollywood. You don't want to go that high. you want to get high enough, but not high enough to the point you get that. That's what I'm saying. Like, it's so off. It's just so off.
Yeah, them different dynamics, man. They crazy as hell when you start dissecting them.
Yeah, that's why Will is the most stupid motherfucker I've ever known. Because it's like, you throw away your own marriage, what you had already with your wife, and then throw it away just to get Jada. I'm like, all right, tell me, when you sit back and look at that, you think that was smart? Clearly.
Yeah, that's why, man, you gotta take it beyond the beauty, man. You gotta look like you gotta play chess, man. When you instead of checkers, you gotta look 2 steps ahead. Like, man, is everything clicking all together? Because they got the beauty, but what else is that? Because if you get the wrong one, like they did, man, they gonna. It's like they're like on overdrive to embarrass these dudes. It's like, man, they find a microphone instead of being your champion because of how you built yourself up. They trying to tear them dudes down. So. Yeah, that women that don't like you.
Chess. These guys playing goldfish.
No, them dudes playing Connect 4 like ain't nothing, bro.
Exactly. They playing Uno. They ain't playing chess.
They playing Connect 4, but they can never connect.
Exactly.
I don't get one thing, right? Why can't they just cut off their losses and move on with their life? It still be in the kid's life and shit. They're already grown, but I'm just saying, why stick around? Why still be like, oh yeah, that's my wife, that's my husband?
I mean, for some of them, it all depends. I mean, for Will, I mean, if knowing Hollywood, that comes with the whole woof woof of Hollywood, the secrecy and all that BS. But for Steph Curry and them, I mean, I think they more think about it as far as family stuff.
Hefe, I think Hefe. You know what I think? It's a lot of these men, not just in the entertainment business. They don't think they can get another woman.
That's crazy.
Bullshit.
They have one itis and they don't think they can get another woman. They're not confident in themselves that they can move on from that relationship.
Well, I do think some of them, man, they want to hold the family together because I think they look at it as like, you know, I do want to keep my family. I made this commitment, but what they don't realize, man, when they letting those dynamics into their family, they're actually doing more damage. Because like when you see that father getting disrespected like that, you know, and especially like if you have sons, man, that's what makes them go out there and find women that disrespect them also. So that's why sometimes, man, like what you asked in Hefe, it's like as a guy, if you got some weird dynamic in your house, you can't let it go out there because that will fuck up your legacy. So that's why men, they got to look at it differently. It's like, hey, if they ain't on board and they got that like egotistical spirit where they're trying to destroy you, you got to pull that person off of there because they're going to bring that bitterness, that resentment, all that's going to go into your kids and stuff. So yeah.
It depends. Go ahead, Jerry. You finish.
Oh no, I'm finished.
No, it's the level of disrespect though. You can there's a certain extent where you can keep your family together, but if the disrespect becomes too much, I can't do it. I got to go.
Man, if the wife comes sit on the couch in front of everybody on camera on a podcast and telling that, yo, I slept with this dude and you can't do nothing about it, and you start crying instead of her, shoot yourself, my boy.
I agree with you on that. What's good, Bruiser? Darwin, my bad.
What's up, man?
Shout out, Darwin.
Hey, what's up, Darwin?
What's up, man? What y'all talking about? Cenat?
Yeah, we was talking about him first, man. So we was just talking about how young guys need to kind of get some of that mentorship, man, so they don't stumble into the same situations and stuff getting taken advantage of, man. What's your take on Cenat?
Honestly, I haven't really looked into it, but he sounds like a very, very successful young man. Glad it was a girlfriend and not a wife.
That's a good point. That's a great point.
Get your trial and error out before you go to the altar.
Yo, Bruiser, let me ask you a question. Like, the reason why he broke up with his girl is because he suspects that she was cheating on him with NBA YoungBoy, and this individual has herpes. Like, why would she leave a good candidate like Cenat and link up with old boy NBA YoungBoy? I mean, this is the typical thing that most women will do is, you know, chase the dude that's that has the clout. He's 6'1" and light skin, and that's her personal preference. Talk to me.
How tall is how tall is Cenat?
5'3".
I think 5'3".
So how is this a confusion? How is it a confusion? Who got more money?
I think Cenat's richer than NBA YoungBoy.
How much richer?
He just did a tour, man, $100 million tour.
Yeah, I think right now NBA YoungBoy probably got him, edged him out.
Cenat 5'6". Yeah, y'all got start. Y'all got my man 5'3" and shit.
Who's got more money? Who's got the $100 million tour?
Why? I'm talking about NBA YoungBoy.
Yeah, but you gotta pay people though. That's not his.
Well, no, Rush. So NBA YoungBoy actually has ownership over a lot of his stuff. So
let me look it up.
We're talking about a rapper.
I do believe Cenat has more money than him, though.
Yeah, it says right here, NBA YoungBoy net worth is around 10, and then Cenat's from like 14 to 35. They gave a range on his. Okay, so but keep in mind that NBA YoungBoy got 10 kids, so his numbers gonna adjust for kid inflation.
Right.
So for one, I don't know if she did. I don't know if the girl who made the decision measured their income. She probably just measured their genetic markers when she made the determination or whatever. And then we also got to compensate for the woman. The type of woman is the type of woman that appear or placated like she was some type of loyal girl or something. Or did she have clear indicators that she pretty much for the street based on how she looked? Because I haven't seen what she looked like.
Yeah, y'all want me to pull up the whole facts real quick? So
Yeah, pull up the IG.
All right, hold up.
But Rush, man, you mind if I kind of tackle that question?
Yeah, go ahead.
Because you brought up a good point earlier, man, where maybe it was like Cenat just had some boundaries and he wasn't on no like letting her take advantage. Because one thing, man, you'll see with a lot of females, they know how to target a lick. So if a guy does have boundaries and he's not all into the like, you know, happy wife, happy life type shit, where he's just like, look, I do like you, but you are going to work in this situation and I ain't going to be tricking off all my bread. You know, maybe she went to NBA YoungBoy because it's like, hey, he's reckless with the money. I know he ain't got no standards. So it's an easier path to hit the lick.
Or maybe
so I know a lot of females do that type of stuff. Like if they see guys with principled and standards, they're like, oh, hell no, that's too much work. I ain't trying to do all that. Let me go over here with the fuck boys and take their cash. So it might have been one of those things.
That's a very stupid decision though, Jerk. Because she knows she has no future with NBA YoungBoy.
But they ain't looking for a future. They want that kid to cash out. Look at Brittany Winter and them, man. They're short-term thinkers, man.
We're forgetting that, old boy got herpes. So why would you want to have a kid that has herpes?
Dog, they don't care, man. These mugs is on some like, hey, what's that prep stuff with the HIV and stuff, man? They're like, hey, we could just pop some of those and be reckless. Like this is, I'm telling you, it's a different way of thinking, man. It's not healthy thinking.
Just because the dude got herpes doesn't mean that it's always transferable. It depends on the type. If it's was it contagious? So,
yeah, Rush, from a logical, healthy standpoint, we'll be like, oh hell nah. But like somebody that's fixated on just having that come up, they looking at it like, hey, I can live with that. If I could get the cash out from this kid, they short-term thinkers, man.
Money compensates for the lack of health drastically. Yeah. So that's not even a factor. I don't know whether he's got a herpes is considered, man. Like you're talking about millions of dollars that people, a fraction of the population will ever even touch. People are willing to connect with each other for a simple STI like that. I mean,
what if she already have it? We don't even know, right? She like, I already got it.
I don't think
that's true.
No, I'm just speaking hypothetically, right? I'm not saying she got it. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I don't know what she got. All I know is the guy's taller. He might be more charmer, and she might just be one who won't feel like she got leverage. And
is there a page?
Yeah, that this is the whole fact.
Typical pretty light-skinned girl, look like she's biracial.
She looked kind of like a young what's her name? Dang, Bernice.
Ah, yeah, I know you're talking about.
She looked like a younger version.
She's straight. She's got leverage. She's got leverage. She high on a 1 through 10 rating because of her symmetry, her hair, her complexion, her physical aesthetics. She can leverage a man that got millions. She just have it, and she's young, so
she's trying at least.
You want to lock somebody
down? Especially a young man.
Yeah, I wonder how they met.
She's a content creator too. She streams too, I think.
They met through streaming.
She met him while he was up, or while he was on his way.
Nah, she linked up with him at the finish line. So she wasn't around for a struggle.
Oh, okay. So you can't. It's almost unrealistic to be able to lock a woman like that down whenever you up like that. A lot of women are on your team because of your resources.
But at the same time, though, if he met her like when he was doing that whole streaming class thing, then he definitely should have never had dated her there. Because, like, bro, you helping them out. Like, don't be getting infatuated. That's business.
How did it get out that he broke up with her because of cheating? He talked about it.
It was going viral.
Yeah, because he put out a post saying, "I'll never get in or
Who disclosed it? Was it him talking about it or somebody else, a creator?
Well, he made the post that he's single now and he would never be in a relationship again, and then it came out rumored. So it's alleged that she was sleeping with NBA YoungBoy.
Okay, so it's not coming from him. It's coming from somebody else. So
No, just the breakup is coming from him.
Did it come from NBA? Did NBA YoungBoy say anything on it, or did she say anything?
Of course, I mean, if he smashes somebody's girl, he's not gonna, put that out in the public like that.
Why not?
Because NBA YoungBoy don't move like that for most cases.
If there's beefing, I see, but not just.
I mean, what is it? Can anybody hold him accountable? It's a girlfriend for the streets. He smashed her.
Yeah, but there's no one that's
it's him and Casamigos friends or some shit.
No, I don't think they know each other.
No.
So like if you got a girlfriend, she come around me, come to my hotel, I mean, like, what the fuck?
Yeah, but that's the thing though. He hasn't confirmed. Like, no one don't know what's going on. That's why I was waiting to see.
She's spinning the block. Like, what can you do? At least what that would do is, I would say, a guy like NBA YoungBoy and I'm Cenat and my girl go over there. If he do say, "Hey, look, man, y'all hit your girl," I would say I appreciate that, bro. Appreciate the transparency. Let me know, because I think it's an asshole for a man to know that this girl is no good for this guy over here that's decent. She's end up in my bed. I'm at least tell this dude, like, yeah, don't lock her down, don't put a ring on it, don't even consider it. She was over here giving me the sloppy top.
I agree.
We're able to communicate and keep each other safe in the market where you got a lot of women that are moving like this. We have to let each other know, like, yeah, don't even make a baby with her. Like, don't do nothing with her. She ain't the one. Yeah. And then send receipts and be like, okay, yeah, appreciate that. If I see anything happening with the girl that you messing with, she end up in my room, I'm gonna let you know. All right, cool, we got it. That's how men can come together and protect themselves, because the women ain't gonna let you know that she's gonna go see the other man. We probably be most likely to be transparent with each other, so we don't get set up with a bunch of hoes making them wives.
Yeah.
But I ain't gonna lie. I think real quick, famous. I wanted to throw that out there. But I think her I think the moment because I think isn't she the same girl that made that comment about her mother competing with her out there?
Nah, that's a different chick. I think that's a different chick.
Okay. I was about to say because that moment when that happened, I was about to be like, I think that's when you should have known, like, okay, your mom's sort of competing with you out there like that a little bit. You got to be cautious. But all right, that was another chick. That's never mind.
I'm with you, Darwin, on that. Like, I'm the same way. If somebody hit my girl, I appreciate it, man, because you just exposed her for what she really is. That's why this information is so important for youngins to know, so they can move different with women.
Well, what I meant was, just to clarify, not that you just hit her, but that you was transparent and let me know that you hit her, because hitting it is already wrong, but keeping it makes you a dirtbag. But just exposing that you hit her so that I can make a decision based off of information I don't know. It's the game. So, like, we got to keep each other up. So you got some guys out there that just ain't gonna tell you that they hitting your girl. And those are the guys that are fucking up the market. They're fucking it up for everybody, because then you pretty much enabling women to move like that, because they know they can confide in a man to not, look out for each other. And if men come together, just hold that standard and hold the line, and like, look, you can't just come out here and play us, especially when we're the bag, we're the prize, and we giving y'all millions of dollars. Like, how dare you come into the market, and this is the top guys come to the market and dirty it up. We gonna tell, because it's only a small, be honest, it's only a small percentage of them. So, like, word gonna get out. It's not like the average earners. Like, that's everybody. That's most of the population. But you got the top 1%, top 2% of people that's earning that kind of money. They, in order to keep that market clean, they gotta keep each other updated on how these women are moving, because all of the women are trying to go up there and play.
And that's why it's so easier for women to cheat, because men don't say nothing, and that's why it's so easier for them to maneuver and move like that, because you can best believe women gonna tell. Women tell.
But let me ask y'all something, man, because I agree like I think men should share that information. But I remember back in the day, even when I like went and told people, not even that I did something, but I'd be like, hey man, I know one of my homies he told me that he was messing with Shorty. And them dudes got like mad at us, and you know they end up with the chick anyway. So it's gonna require guys to like stop being punks too, along and receive that information.
Well, he
I mean,
received it. He just didn't activate. He didn't do any. He didn't take action. He just, long as he know that, look, hey, you can continue to go to bust it down. As long as you know she's been on me.
that's a good point.
If that's what you want. Go ahead.
I ain't gonna lie, man. I've been on that side before. You know, when I was young, I was hitting this dude chick, and I never told him because I don't know the dude. I never talked to him. I never seen him. I just knew that the girl had a man, and he went back home to Portugal, and every day she was at my place asking me the wifey hurt. I'm like, how? Go ahead, bro.
Yeah, that's different. That's kind of why I put emphasis on that top 1%. There's a sophisticated jerk knows this about because he tapped into income differences and all that stuff a lot in conversation. So that like whenever you walking into the climate where there's tens of millions of dollars, and you'll find that it's not really a lot of men like that moving around.
Yeah.
So, but if you're just talking about an average dude and y'all in different countries, obviously nobody gonna be transparent with each other. But if I'm somebody like Jay-Z and I'm smashing 50 Cent girl, like, somebody got to say something, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's a small room of people, bro. Like that only can fit in there. And then y'all over here smashing each other, girl. They become very, very dirty in that market.
But yeah, in your case, Hefe, I wouldn't say shit. Yeah, it's just like them select ones where Darwin talking about. Yeah, that's where because that's also, man, when you show that like loyalty and stuff, man, that do open doors too, man. Because people like, yo, man, he's pretty solid. But yeah, if I'm on some day-to-day shit, I don't really know nobody. I ain't about to call your ass up.
So the parallel between, if you wanted to draw a parallel between how you could compare to that type of market, just think about your inner circle, your circle. So like maybe you got like 30 dudes that that you're cool with. Some of them associates, some of them close friends, but y'all interact with each other. And then one of the dude's girls happen to be in your bed. I think at that point you probably want to keep him from going to the altar with her, especially if you might potentially get invited to a wedding or some shit.
Mm-hmm. You don't want to be like more Chestnut and the Best Man.
Oh yeah, so that was.
So like some dude be thinking like, okay, so if I snitch on, on her, I won't be able to slide on, like a next man's chick, because now she don't want to fuck with me, in the back end because she know I'm a snitch, or
Okay.
air it out.
So if you in that situation where you value the ability to navigate and mess with other men's women behind their back more than your friendship, more than your circle, then yeah, don't tell. But if you want to keep
are they friends though? Are they friends?
Who?
Cenat and NBA YoungBoy. I don't think
they're not friends. They don't owe it to each other. But
there you go.
The emphasis is just on that type of market, man. Because whether we like it or not, if you just look at the landscape on the type of women that's up there playing with those guys, a lot of those girls get circled around. They get passed around. A lot of guys end up with we look at Offset, like you get. I wouldn't have thought Stephon Diggs would have got Cardi B, but like you knew it would have been like the next man up would have had to be on the same level as Offset or better. They would have to be in the public eye. She's not going to go for no guy that drives the bus. She's going to go for the guys that's at the top. And we see what happened between those guys. It can get real dangerous because a lot of them got enough resources to get people erased. Not saying that they would do it, but somebody like Offset and Stephon Diggs, it could get bad.
I don't think Offset is somebody that kind of moves in that direction, but because the money's there, yeah, he would have the capability of lining somebody up, dropping the bag on them, because the finances is there. But I don't think he has the knowledge or connections to get something done to that degree, without getting caught.
What makes you don't think he got the connections?
Because
not money.
Yeah, just because you got money, man, that you don't automatically have loyal soldiers, you know, because you can mess around and get robbed yourself.
You could.
Not necessarily, Rush.
Not
People,
not if,
people
if not not if you're cut from that cloth. Now you come from that, yeah, you can pull it off. But you
I'm
know,
about to
most of
say,
these
I know
yeah,
I don't think if I'm a man in opposite position, I'm not the one doing the handoff. I mean, if you got money like that, you shouldn't be the direct interaction with somebody who's going to go fulfill that, accomplish a violent task. You would hand that off to somebody else that you can trust. But I would say in this economy where you got a lot of people doing, I mean, some of the most outlandish shit for just the money, the little things that they're doing it for. You could create a little nice purse for somebody else to go and put some hands on somebody, and it won't be a thing. And I guess
But do you think you know, Offset is a good example though, because he already cheated on her so many times.
a good example for what?
You know what we're talking about? Because like Kai Cenat, so far, like what I know, he was solid, right?
I'd say Offset was solid. And my argument is this: she knew what she was signing up for. The dude was cheating before she got married to him. So whether or not we think he's solid is irrelevant. It's the person the woman that's deciding to marry him. She thought he was solid enough to marry him, even though he was banging other chicks. And before they even had that very first child they had, he was cheating. And she continued to procreate with him. So whether or not we measuring him being solid is based on what she thought. And she pulled the rug up on her whenever she knew she can get better. It was just inevitable. Like when you treat a woman like that, it's only a matter of time before they start looking for a better option. And she found a better option. It appeared like it's a better option. I don't even know if that's a better option for her, though.
Hell no.
I don't think it's a better option because he got a lot of baby mamas too.
that's what I was saying. That's what I was saying earlier about hypergamy is not what we think, what we perceive as better. It's what the woman perceives as better.
Yeah.
But Hefe, I would say, man, it is a little different from the aspect of, like you said, I think even if, because what Darwin's saying, it makes sense, man. Like she signed up for that. But I think when people start having kids with people and they get married, you know, she probably had the mindset of like, oh, he should change now and be more family oriented. So it's just like if you cross them boundaries and stuff, like it's almost doomed and stuff. So yeah.
I agree with them for sure. Yeah. You know, he already showed you the signs right before you got married. But you know, dude be making promises, right? Oh, baby, you know, I ain't gonna do it again. My bad, I fucked up. And then she trusted him with that, right?
Yeah, that's where Offset messed up. He shouldn't have. When he heard her cry and her complain, he should have never. You know what? I'm gonna change. I'm gonna do the right thing.
Yeah.
Because now you got to be a man of your word. When you ain't a man of your word, a woman can't really trust you. You could at least easily say, "Hey, look, this is who I am. You knew who I was all along. You know, time from time when I go to the studio, get high, drink, I'm gonna have a little fun, but I'm gonna do it respectfully. I'm not gonna have a kid on you or whatever." You can create terms like that, but just to say you're gonna completely do it and then turn around and do it, it's hard for a woman to kind of stand with you then.
Yeah.
Let alone wanting to stand with you when you doing it anyway. So at least she'll know that you being honest about that. The fact that you're gonna continue to move like that, because now you're just making her look making her look very bad as a public figure who's supposed to inspire other women to try to go after what she got. Now she got to tell women in marriage ain't even all that cracked up to what it be. Don't even do without it. Even though she said that in some cases in her marriage to my house, she don't cook and clean. But she's probably cooking and cleaning. So she got a huge dilemma to deal with that as far as integrity is concerned.
Yeah, you gotta give them the choice.
Man,
that's what it boils down to.
Sophisticated jerk, you listening to me now, man? I'm a little polished now, man. I got a little.
Yeah, y'all cooking, man. I would just say, man, the issue with a lot of those. Sorry, man, famous. Real quick, I think with men, man, you just can't have it all. I know sometimes, man. I'll be listening to some podcasts, man. Dudes be talking about oh, you know, if you got this, you could creep out and do this, and man, you just can't have it all. I think if you want to be a dude that want to mess with multiple women, you better not get married. You better not have them kids with them because it ain't gonna end well, man. And I think sometimes, like when they get the money and the success, they think the woman will stick around, and I think dudes are just starting to get blindsided because the females would sign up for it, but as soon as they get that paper, shit don't go their way. They're gonna get that divorce and cash out. So people better wake up with that shit.
Yeah,
That's
that's
what I
why I
was
don't.
saying earlier. If I was Kai Cenat, hey, I'm not getting into no relationship. I'm running through these hoes.
That's why I don't agree with men cheating. You gotta be upfront from the jump. If you want multiple women, so you can give her a choice to want to be with you. You know.
Yeah, that's the hardest thing to do, man. Like, and I think guys who are currently married or even got married young probably can vouch. The hardest thing to do is to get out of the game as a young man because you got novelty. You got a lot of young girls, especially if you hit the genetic lottery, you fit, you got the jawline, you got a little height on you. You can put some work in with a lot of women. But the hardest thing is try to get a woman that, while you're young, build with her and build your empire together. Because once you build it alone, man, it's going to be the likelihood of a woman seeing past the resources or your socioeconomic status is going to be difficult for her because a lot of women are not being brought up with enough discernment to be able to see past that and vet you out based on the intrinsic value and characteristics that is important for stabilizing a relationship. So it only makes sense to expect them to look at your bag and weigh it and see if they can deal with you on that scale. So, because once you get rich or once you get any type of sustainability on a level that's above average, you're gonna run a risk of losing in a relationship in multiple ways, not just financially, but first of all, most guys don't even like to talk about premarital agreement because we got content creators pushing the narrative that it don't even work. And the funny part
Well, I
about that,
mean,
those
are
guys
you talking about Bruiser? Are you talking about? Well, my bad, Darwin. Darwin, are you talking about
call me
like
Bruiser, no matter.
prenuptial?
Yeah.
Okay, prenuptial agreements? Because a lot of times it's up to the judge discretion whether or not if he's going to follow that the clause within that prenup. Like he could dismiss it if he wants to. That's why a lot of content creators expound on, these prenuptial agreements really don't hold up in court.
Yeah, but if they can talk about that, but they're doing a disservice to people who are listening if they're not looking at the data the way it's supposed to be looked at. They're looking at the likelihood of your premarital being dismissed is important. I don't know why they don't include that. If they include the likelihood of your premarital agreement being dismissed, and they wouldn't use it as an argument because it's a very low percentage. It's very unlikely for that to happen. Your
Well,
premarital
not really.
agreement.
There's a way for the woman to get out a prenuptial agreement. For example, she would have to have a paper trail speaking to like a psychiatrist, and she could get the documents from that, and she could show those documents to the judge and inform the judge that she was under duress signing that contract.
Well, listen, I'm not saying that there's no way out. I'm not talking about the ways you can get out of it. I'm saying the
Hmm.
likelihood of that ever even happening is low. It's so low that it don't even make no point to use that in an argument. It's an exceptional percentage of prenups that are being derailed by judges, and even if they be derailed, the only way the judge can do that, it's not. People say it's based off of how you feel. No, he had to use the law to look at the premarital agreement and a fair lens to determine whether it's fair or even justified to even hold up in court versus
But
just
why even take that chance if you're a millionaire? You
because
know?
your money is at stake. If you marry as a millionaire without it, that's
No, no.
stupid.
What? Let me revise that statement.
Hold on,
Why take it?
let me say this one more thing though.
Hmm.
Even if the judge say, "Oh, no, I'm not going to hold this premarital agreement," there's a thing called an appeal. So he would have to either relook at it with a different type of a court hearing with people that's also attorneys that's also looking at the premarital agreement, or even get it seen in front of another judge to get another determination. I get it, that costs money, but it's most definitely worth it if the judge is moving off. Oh well, I don't feel like using this. He would have to substantiate why he don't feel like using it. Have to intersect with the legal process, so to speak. So even if the judge didn't want to hear it, we'd have to, in most cases, the judge who don't want to hear it will find something in there that's unfair or it's not even worth holding up in the process. So it's important
Well,
for
I
men.
mean, you could go above that judge and take it to the superior court.
I know that's what
File a
I
case
said
with them.
appeal was.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
an appeal. But
Yeah, the
now
reason
you
why
get
I
what I'm
want to,
saying. When people get on the microphone, they don't talk about that. They just said a premarital agreement is not worth it. You being disingenuous to the whole thing when you say that, because that's the
yeah, I
only
mean,
protection a man has in a marriage.
yeah, the statement I wanted to revise is that if you're a millionaire, you shouldn't take the chance of marrying a female, period. So you don't have to stress about those things like that. Now, if you're a millionaire and you're a man of God, you have to be wise on how you gonna lock down that female. Know what I mean, you gotta do a proper assessment and figure out whether or not if she's one a true woman of God, or you know what I mean, or she a worldly woman. But in today's day and age, it's so easy to see that because I would say 99.9% of these modern day females now are for the streets. You know what I mean? It's
I
just a
get that's
cold
the
reality.
perspective, but the premarital agreement is just not for rich people. For example, if you just take the average guy and the average girl, a
Hmm.
premarital agreement might cost you, if you get attorneys involved to get it, make sure it's squared and ironclad or whatever you want to call it, may cost you
Right.
$5,000. He may be married for 20 years, you get divorced, 15 years, you get divorced, and without it, it could cost you $40,000 if you didn't have the premarital agreement, because now you got to pay $500 to $600 an hour to an attorney throughout the entire process. You could be arguing about who's going to sell, what real estate person is going to be selected to sell the house, to all the way to, oh, what are you going to do with the TVs in the house? And that's all on the
Well,
hour.
I
It's
mean,
$600.
if the husband or soon to be ex husband is a righteous man, and most likely he's righteous, he's gonna let the wife get the house, still pay the mortgage for the house, and try to because she has the kids and everything else. So
Is righteous
he
mean
will.
stupid?
No, that ain't got nothing to do with
Apparently,
Because that ain't my
Yo, I
definition
mean,
of
you got
righteous.
some there's a lot of dudes out there that'll bite the bullet, do that for the kids, man. I mean, I'm not
yeah,
saying
there's kids in the
I'm not saying
situation.
it's the right thing. I'm not saying it's the right thing to do. I'm just saying that's what most men do. You know what I mean? Because they
no,
don't want
No, I
they
just
don't
had to
want the
stop you because you were like a righteous man would do. I'm like,
So when you
let's
make claims
slow
like
the
that,
word down.
when you make claims that say most men would just get a woman a house and complain and continue to pay mortgage, that's a very, very strong claim that I have not ran across. And even whenever I used to talk to the lead attorney, we never really stumbled on the fact that most men would elect to do that. That most guys, I would say, would want to dissolve the house, sell it, and split the equity up, not just give a woman a house, pay the mortgage, so some guy can just sit up in there and clap cheeks or not in a sanctuary that you got to fund. Like that's like providing a hotel for hookers.
Hey, gentlemen, explain to me how a prenuptial agreement would be beneficial for an average man or average couple, ones who are earning less than 100,000.
Well, I just explained it earlier. You could pay $5,000 to have a premarital agreement that decides all the terms in the entire process of a marriage and in the event of divorce, or you can be on the hook for $500 to $600 an hour from two different attorneys deciding all of that stuff and arguing for God knows however long you be arguing. That can come up to 40,000 or even more. You could be maxing out credit cards just trying to get through a divorce process when you could have just paid $5,000 for the contract.
Urban.
I mean, let me dive deeper into this. Even in that situation, there's what's called mediation, right? Well, when you go through the mediation process of a divorce, you necessarily don't need a prenuptial agreement for that. You know what I'm saying?
You don't need it, but it's important that you have it. Because now whoever comes into mediation with you, they can look at the premarital agreement and like, oh, wow, y'all doing all the work. This will be fast. Take you maybe a couple of hours to go ahead and go through that premarital agreement. Y'all agree to this? Yeah, this is what we wanted. Okay, so this is what's gonna happen. You go to court, boom, everything's done. versus not having it. Now you got to go through all of that shit, and now you're on the hook for hourly rate.
But Urban, oh my bad, go ahead, Urban.
Yeah, let me finish. So you go, Jerk. So even with that, we're talking about community property, correct? So the average person, they don't really have a lot that they have to own. You know what I'm saying? Like property, like homes or different things like that. The average person is paying mortgages right now. They don't own that property at all. Then let's say, other community property like vehicles, they're paying on the vehicles. Some may have looked up and got vehicles paid for. Others, majority of people have not got there, let they have these vehicles paid for, but majority of the average people, they're literally living in debt. So that's why I'm asking, would a premarital agreement be beneficial for them particular people in that particular situation versus the one that earns 100 or more?
Let me chime in real quick.
It'd be even more effective for people who are in debt, because now somebody got to carry the debt. You know that when you get a divorce and your wife has a debt, you have a debt, somebody got to be responsible for that debt.
Of course.
And let's just say that y'all do.
Yeah, hold on. Before you move on, Bruiser, break down the science on when a man marries a female, right? Let's just say the guy's debt free, right? And his wife, soon to be wife, has like a $80,000 debt in student loans. Explain to them on how
Hey, Rush, real quick, can I jump in real quick? Because I like the question that Urban asked, man. And I think even for lower income people, it forces a conversation. So it's almost like premarital counseling in a way where, once you go into that prenup, it makes you address things that you probably wasn't thinking about. So you're with a professional. They're like, hey, man, what about, housing? What about this? Like you guys are saying, what about debt? And they're like, oh, damn, okay. So it could expose somebody's mindset. Because think about it. Say you sitting with somebody and y'all going through all this stuff and you're talking about splitting assets. How you going to address this? How you going to fund that person's lifestyle if y'all break up and they want everything? And you're like, oh, shit, I didn't know that this person wanted all this stuff. And what their expectation was. You could be like, you know what? I'm out of here. So I think it will force that conversation of like expectations. Because a lot of times people just in that infatuation phase, they just like the people and they don't talk about none of this stuff, and that's when they get blindsided. So I think it, like Darwin was kind of saying, it makes people talk this stuff out up front.
It also makes you write it, you put everything in writing. So like, for example, you said the average people who are renting, let's say you are renting the house, this is not a matter of, you don't qualify whether you need a premarital agreement based off of the assets you own. It's all about the assets you have or you currently invested in. You got your retirement. How many know that your retirement can be taken? How many know that can be split in half? You could be working for, you don't have it whenever you're married. You might be 19 getting married, but at fucking 40, you retire. Well, guess what happens with that retirement? We don't know because we didn't put that in the premarital agreement. We didn't anticipate it. But if you have a house, let's just say you plan on getting a house and you got about $80,000 in equity on that house, on a $400,000 house. You sell the house, you got $80,000. Who gets the $80,000? You still paying on it. You still probably got like 30 years to pay on it, or 15 to 20 years to pay on a 30-year mortgage. That asset has to be divided. The car note, you paying on the car, that has to be divided. These things, it becomes easier to deal with whenever you have a premarital agreement. If you don't have that, man, you don't know how. I'm telling you, like, and the attorney is not going to just handle this one by one, and the attorney is not going to be nice enough to drag his feet. He gonna take his time to make sure that thing done, and you're gonna be hooked on an hourly rate. So that's the thing. Like you gotta weigh the pros and the cons of that. You willing to be hooked on an hourly rate and risk having to pay $40,000 when you could have just paid anywhere from $2,500 to $5,000 for a nice premarital agreement. Hey,
Bruiser, break down the science on when a man who's debt free and he marries a female that's like an $80,000 debt for student loans. Explain to the people on how that debt becomes his debt now. Like that messes up his credit as well.
Yeah. So if she got student loans and y'all married, I wouldn't say it messes up his credit. That's on her credit report, not on yours. Especially if it's already went to collections because of missed payments. It doesn't bother your credit. But I will say that in the event of a divorce, if you don't have this stuff annotated in the premarital agreement of who's going to handle that debt, then the judge can sign off that you'll be responsible or partially responsible for any of her debts, and that's including her student loans. But while you're married and all that other stuff, that's typically her debt. But any other debt that y'all accrue, like if it's because student loans is more like an individual debt, not more like a debt that can kind of be transferred to somebody else, unless you have a court order or something like that. But like debt about cards, credit card debts, anything like that, you can be held liable for that.
Mm-hmm.
But what you marry, boy, they definitely gonna come after your paper. Like,
yeah,
they
for
can't
sure.
get a hold of you, they can get a hold of your husband or your spouse.
Darwin, though, the only reason why I'm asking about this because I'm basing this off of my personal experience. Well, when I was married and I got divorced, I didn't have a premarital agreement. But however, when they dissolved all our community property, we didn't have to have that. All we did was went through a mediation process with our attorneys. And my attorney fee that I paid was nothing more than probably like $1,800 or whatever at the most. You know what I'm saying, to get everything dissolved the way that it needed to be dissolved. And that was community property with everything, including children, because we had children together as well too. You know what I'm saying? So that's the only reason why I'm just asking about this, because on certain situations, a prenup may not even be benefit, maybe a waste of money. But if you have more higher assets, then I can understand that you should get a one prenup.
So before you call it a waste of money, look at it as car insurance. You probably can drive 10 years and never wreck that car before you sell it.
Yeah, correct.
But if you ever get in a car accident and you don't got that insurance, you can be liable for hundreds of thousands of dollars. I think liability can cost you, if God forbid you injure somebody fatally. So before you say it's not worth it, just count your blessings, man, that you didn't have a woman that was contesting you in a divorce, because it's on the record. It's on the record. It's highly likely that a woman is going to be turned into a different person whenever you face with a divorce. So just having it's more than worth it, man. It's almost like I don't want to say a safety net, more like just an insurance plan, just having life insurance.
Yeah, of course. Now keep in mind, I'm not saying that it's not worth it, period. I'm just saying that it may be, due to individual circumstances that you may have to weigh it out to see if it'll be beneficial for you to have it. Now, once again, if you have higher community property, then absolutely you should have a prenup. But if your community property is something as simple as a Honda Civic, I don't think you need to waste money to get a prenup for that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but
something as simple as that.
But this is all about the fate of success or fate of just being an average man. Like whenever you start now, you don't know whether you're going to blossom into a man that become a millionaire, or you're just going to plateau and be just like everybody else. But in order to compensate for the chance that you might blossom to somebody who is earning a substantial amount of income, as long as you have already done your due diligence and making sure you got a premarital agreement, you're safe, versus you don't know whether you're going to blossom. You don't know whether you're going to hit the lottery. You know whether you're going to get a director position to where you're making $250,000 to $300,000. You don't know. All you know is you're going to be putting in work ethic to try to get there. And if you get there, it's a blessing. If not, but the curse is not being prepared. The whole message is not planning for failure, but just being prepared and protected. And we know that like the most. I think I made a video about this yesterday. Whenever I got attacked by Boheme on Lapeef, she was telling me how she didn't like how I was making men aware of some of the things that they're gonna have to consider whenever they decide to get married. I mean, if the divorce rate just keep increasing to 80% or even better, we have to have this a part of the conversation. Like you got to have some type of protection as men, because if you don't have a prenuptial agreement, you're not marrying on your terms. You're marrying on a woman's terms, and the likelihood of her having a better outcome is increased, because that's just the society we live in.
But Urban, I would say this real quick, because because I see your point of view, because I used to think the same way until I saw a lot of friends going through divorce. And even though some of these people didn't have a ton of assets, the females that they were attached to, they were fighting for everything. So like what Darwin saying, them lawyer fees just shot up because they were just dragging them, filing anything. So that, of course, you got a lawyer up and pay for all that stuff. So I would just say, man, contact a lawyer, even if you don't got a ton of assets, but like, hey, I only have this. Is it worth us going down this path now? And they'll give you an assessment and stuff. And they could probably even, since it was not a ton of stuff, it probably won't be that costly. Because like Darwin said, they could get it wrapped up pretty quick. But yeah.
Don't forget to mention.
Oh, go ahead, Rush.
After the divorce dispute, you got to pay for her lawyer fees.
Well, that's depending on the state, though.
Yeah.
What do you say?
You have to pay for the lawyer fees.
Pay the lawyer fees, but that's depending on.
Why would you have to pay for her lawyer fees?
Man, that's just how it goes.
No, see, and that's another thing about, and that's why I said, like, whenever we have creators, and I'm not saying it's you, it can just be anybody else that's just pushing it. They don't compensate for the fact that in a premarital agreement, you can determine who have to pay attorney fees.
Yeah, well, which I agree on that.
So it's not a default. It's not a default like setting that you got to pay for her lawyer fee. No, that has to be annotated that both of y'all pay for your own lawyer fees.
So let me ask you this question.
I disagree. For example, right? I have a friend that
Just look it up. Just look up the state law.
Yeah. He lives in a different state. He's in Massachusetts. He was dealing with this chick from a different country. She's not even from this country, and
she ain't got no job.
Well, she got a job, but she doesn't make as nearly as much as my friend. Fast forward, right? They get into a custody battle. After the nasty custody battle, not only she wins the child, but obviously, he had after that nasty dispute, he had to pay for her lawyer fees, and she's not even from this country, man. So you got to be mindful. You got to be mindful of that before you engage with any female. Know what I mean? Because the court system is very biased when it comes to women. Know what I mean?
Hey, let me ask you this question. Y'all mentioned earlier.
Hold on, real quick, because that's a bad claim, and I think if we gloss over that, we'd be doing a disservice to people who are looking at this as an educational purpose. I just looked it up. It doesn't matter if you have. I don't know why you made it seem like it's a Massachusetts thing. If you have a premarital agreement in Massachusetts that says
he wasn't married though. He wasn't married.
Negating the premarital agreement is just irrelevant if it's not even a marriage, because premarital agreements is for marriages.
No, I'm saying this chick is not even from this country. She managed to have the state to force my friend to pay for attorney fees after they had a dispute for a custody battle for they kid. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
And she's not even from the States.
And why did the judge justify him paying for it? Because did she have any resources?
I mean, not like him. So they put it all on him.
Couldn't afford it. So the judges. So whenever there's no contract involved, what the judge typically do is stands in and like, okay, I'm going to make the most fairest possible decision here. Well, we all know sometimes that can be biased. It can be unfair. But the judge is supposed to be fair. If the woman that's working at Burger King while you working at fucking practitioner or some shit like that, he gonna probably make you pay her attorney fees whenever y'all argue over who gonna get the kid.
And Rush, I think in some of those cases, man, what tends to happen, because man, like I was helping a couple people out, and like their lawyer, because of course they're gonna try to get out of the cost. They're gonna be like, hey, send that over to him. And if guys, I think sometimes, man, men just overlook so much stuff because they want to get everything wrapped up. They'll just eat a lot of those costs. Because that's what happened to one of my friends. I'm like, man, you ain't got to pay that shit. Tell your lawyer to reject that shit. Man, I just want to get it wrapped up. So that's what sometimes happens too.
Yo, but you got to understand, like, disputing that, that costs money. It's not free. Like, if you don't know the lingo of the court, like, because, they got their own lingo. You got to understand the terminology and vernacular within the court system. So if you're hip to the game on the language of the court system, then yeah, you might be all right. But chances are, yo, you're not hip to the game like that. So it's gonna cost you money not knowing that kind of knowledge. Who wants to waste their time and money to you know what I mean, to deal with that? Know what I mean? Yo, the best solution is, man, don't wife up these birds, man. You gotta be careful who you wife up, man.
This bro, like this is
you gave a solution not to wife him up, but the case you gave in Massachusetts, he didn't wife her up.
Right. But
listen.
I would argue if he had he wifed her up and had a premarital agreement, then he wouldn't have been vulnerable to be forced to cover both attorney fees. That's the difference. So when you see how it all works out. If he was in Massachusetts, he had a premarital agreement that whenever we go to court, I pay for my attorney fees, she pay for her attorney fees. That settles it. But because
when I use the word wife up, within our demographic, we tend to use that to substitute for the true meaning would be like a long-term relationship. You know what I'm saying? Not actually marrying the broad. You know what I mean? But yeah, man. I mean, a lot of times, you know, these dudes, they get into these long-term relationship. They knock up the bird. Now he cooked. Like he got to pay all kind of lawyer fees, and you know he's not a deadbeat. Obviously, he wants to be a part of his kid's life. That's going to cost some money. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know. That's the risk of doing business in the United States.
Why take the risk? You know what I'm saying?
I mean,
but the thing is, you got to weigh whether or not your lineage is more important than that risk of that little money.
Man, yo, forget all that, nigga.
Well, that's the difference between a man who want to continue his bloodline and a man who.
I'm good.
That's the difference between a man who want to continue his bloodline and live through his bloodline or immortality versus
at what cost, though, Bruiser? At what cost?
Whatever it costs.
I mean,
whatever it's called survival.
It don't matter who you are. It don't matter nothing.
It's called bloodline. It's called lineage. It's called my father wanted me to go out and be fruitful and multiply and continue his namesake.
Man, now the suffering stops with me, man. Suffering stops with me. I'm good. Nah, I'm good.
You know what? That's a difference. That's a difference.
But see, that's why, man, because even with Darwin, what you was talking about that clip you put out, because I was watching the Lapeef and she was upset that you bought to introduce when they were talking about relationships, you talked about divorce. And it's like, man, you do got to talk about the divorce piece because it's like, you know, I think by talking about that type of stuff, it makes people take everything into consideration and it brings the seriousness of the matter. So with me, man, when I got married, I understood that divorce was a component of marriage. It could happen. And that's why me and my wife sat down and had a lot of discussions about like different things because we seen her parents were divorced, mine's was. So we understood that. We approached it in that manner. Like, hey, we're not ignorant to understand like everything's going to be bliss and this is a Disney movie and shit. So I think when people are kind of delusional, they don't want to focus on that piece. That's when they all get blindsided. So you was right as far as be like, nah, you need to discuss that because that's actually can help you have the growth and understand the serious nature of marriage and shit. So,
yo, Bruiser, man, like I know, having a legacy and because you're a family man, you know what I mean? Like you got a beautiful family, you got a wife and kids and all that. So I understand that, you know, it means a lot to you. But you know, the reason why Shorty was upset with you getting men hip to the game is because yo, man, she don't want you to wake up these suckers and simps, man, because that messes up her insurance policy whenever she wants to lock down a sucker. That's why they hate our content because we waking up these men. Know what I mean?
Yeah, and I get it. You're right. A lot of them just want to stand in front of that. Because they don't think like us. They don't think we have to. We men have to think about divorce because X amount of percentage of women just foul. They just do. And if you don't think about that, then you setting yourself up. You just have to consider that woman is going to play that card. And she might not play it, but just consider that it's a possibility that she would, and the possibility is only increasing over time. So you got to have that part of the conversation just to be protected. In the premarital agreement, people get it twisted. It's not just to protect the man; it's to protect the woman too, because there's premarital agreements that's set up for like women who are married for 20 to 30 years and they out of work, they don't have any degree, they don't have any skills to be gainfully employed, and they get in a divorce and they can't even go out and work, and they're too old to even go back to school or whatever. But what the premarital agreement
why not work out your marriage? That'll give the woman more incentives to try to work out the marriage. Instead of just having a way out.
Unfortunately, people have reasons that are legitimate, and then there's no fault. They have reasons to get divorced, and is it what it is. So the other way the premarital agreement works for the woman is ensure that she can go to school. So like one of my clients, he had in the premarital agreement if he get a divorce, and it's because he's a provider, that he was going to put his woman through school so she can he was going to pay for all of her expenses for school, put her through school so she can go get a job. He was either that or he just pay alimony with her. But he said, fuck that, I'm just how you want to work. But he did want her to work. She just didn't want to work. And that was a compromise he was stupid enough to make. If you as a man think that your woman should be working, you better put her ass to work.
Yeah, if me and my wife don't work out, I ever get remarried, my prenup is gonna be one-sided. That shit's protect me. I give a damn about the other party. Like, goddamn it, I got too much money. Like, that shit is one-sided. And her lawyer gonna be looking at that prenup like, goddamn, what I get? I'm like, absolutely nothing. Like,
but now that's true though. But now that's true though. A woman do need to work on the crew though, because if they not doing nothing and they be idle, that's when their minds start wandering for real.
Oh, but Urban, you was about to ask something earlier. I know we cut you off, man. I wanted to get to it because
yeah. Let me ask. I was kind of curious on this. So earlier y'all mentioned about insurance and stuff, right? So are premarital agreements built like insurance, where like insurance you can either pay the liability or the full coverage? Is premarital could be in that same aspect where you could kind of build it like that?
No, the premarital agreement is a binding contract. Whatever in there, as long as it gets its first look and it passes the first look and second look to make sure that it's fair, it goes into the process.
Urban, my bad. Where guys fuck up, man, and this is what I see with a lot of those celebrity dudes. They start building like nonsense in it, and I'm glad like Darwin had those talks with lead attorney. But they'll do that like incentive shit. Like, oh, if you stay with me for like 5 years, you get like this amount. And they start doing that incentive structure shit for females. And that's why they go left. Or, oh, if I cheat on you, you get this. Like, none of that shit would be in my...
Oh, no. Oh, no.
It's called a conditional clause.
Yeah.
So they put a clause in there that like, if I do something stupid, and now you got a fucking cloud over your head. So now if you do that and get caught, now you screwed yourself. So just don't even put that in there.
Mm-hmm.
But now I'm glad. A big thing people got to worry about is these common law marriages, man. You get in some of these states, if you stay in a cohabitation long enough, bro, they will look at it as a marriage. And
yeah, Texas like that for sure.
Marriage, they process it as a divorce, and you ain't got no.
But I'm glad that y'all having this conversation, because I didn't know that a prenup could be built the way that y'all talking about right now. That's why I'm asking the question. Not to challenge, but I'm asking questions. So when I go to my audience, I'll be able to present this to them.
No, that's dope. I'm glad you do that, man. Because sometimes some questions, it get you thinking. Yeah, I think the only safe way, man, you want to start getting married nowadays is either like Darwin said, get that prenup, or you got to get married in like North Korea, then come back. You got to go.
The irony of this situation is if you marry a woman who's got a bag that's a big bag that's more than yours, the likelihood of you signing making you sign a prenup is very high. It's actually higher than with men. Women who have the bread. That's one thing. There's a difference between men and women. Women are more calculative and preparable. So whenever they the head and not the head, but whenever they the breadwinner and they got the bag, it's almost inevitable that they're gonna make you sign a prenup. Versus men, for some reason, we get manipulated by the beauty and mesmerization. Oh, babe, we don't gotta do that. I love you for you, and
nah, that's what they hit them with that. Oh, you don't trust me?
They end up in divorce, and they
hit you with that. Soon as you locked in, she gonna hit you with that bait and switch, like, surprise!
It's a manipulative.
I'm taking everything.
You're preparing for failure. Like, Okay, whenever you drive off of the dealership lot, do you argue with the dealer, the salesman, that hey, look, you preparing for failure? You're making me pull out of the dealership with full coverage insurance. We don't plan for you to have an accident, but it's very important to have that just in case.
Mm-hmm.
So let me ask y'all a question, man. I know Russ be talking all this mess, but when y'all think like, what's the time frame he gonna get married? I'm giving him like 5 years, man.
Rush.
Yeah, Rush.
Rush ain't getting married, man.
Rush
Rush
is
said
not
he
Rush
gave up.
married. Only way it's not a matter of time for Rush. I think for Rush, and this is just my own perspective. No shade to you, Rush. I think it's a matter of your discernment is curated by external information, not off of your own experience. So you're not using it. You're not moving off your own discernment. You're moving off the discernment of the other people who did trial and error and tested things for you, which eliminates you from making your own decisions off your own cognizance, which is
I'm
kind
gonna
of
give you
bad.
some pushback, man. Nah, I just know the dark psychology of female nature, man. I
Damn, he
take it
said
for
dark
I accept
psychology.
it. I I
Make these
accept it
motherfuckers
for
sound
what it
like
is,
witches
man.
on that. What was that? Wicked.
Yeah. Yo.
Motherfuckers got the pot and they whipping up shit. Damn.
Yeah, yo, listen, man. I just understand it, man. Know what I mean, I take it for what it is, man. I'm good. I'm good.
But that's your prerogative. I would say even the scientists who kind of study in that area, I know they call it dark psychology. But if psychology and the way the human behavior work, those guys are still getting married. It doesn't deter. It just help you prepare on how to deal with them. And I think all of us, even the men who are married, probably may want to confess and may not. But everybody's human. The woman, there's going to be times where you get in an argument. There's going to be times where y'all disagree. Regardless if you want to deal with a woman or not, you're going to have to face a time where y'all going to have to communicate through the problems. And if y'all marriage is worth, y'all relationship worth it, y'all will be able to make it through. If not, then it's just going to fail. And that's all things in life. It's not a matter of psychology or tactics. It's a matter of y'all being able to hold each other down. And when y'all have problems, just work through that shit. Some people
Well,
can't do it.
let me just say in lame terms, man. Yo, man, they all for the streets, bro. I'm good, man.
So Russ, let me ask you this question. So, Russ,
Like,
so you see Dirk, Urban, Darwin, and Hefe in marriages. That doesn't influence you or like inspire you that there's hope?
nah, I mean, it's a false sense of hope. Know what I mean?
How?
Oh, safe.
That's
Yo,
How
sad.
you see them all in great marriages? That don't give you hope?
Yo, let me just say this real quick, man. The moment you lock down Shorty, man, the countdown begins. You're
But you seeing them in great marriages. You seeing them with families and stuff. That don't inspire you?
Nah, man. You know what I don't want to be pessimistic, but you know what go through my head? Like, yo, when it's gonna happen? That's my thoughts. Yo, nah, man. It doesn't.
I
It doesn't.
think the principles. It's another thing that we have that's different than a lot of guys who don't. Some of us have principles that we live by that we try to withhold that exist before us, before we were even, and we try to uphold those things because it might be sacred, it might be religious, it might just be something that we just want to live by that compels us to want to participate in the experience of marriage. So you also got to tap into that, but you got a lot of guys who deviate from principles altogether. So they don't have any accountability over their head whenever they're practicing fornication or any of their things or any of the sins outside of marriage that they're going to be held accountable because they don't even believe in the fact that they're going to be judged anyways. Or even if they do believe in it, they just accept the fate that they might burn in hell. So that's another thing that you got to cope with whenever you want to deviate from the principles that came before you that you subscribe to. It's when you get older in age, it start to dawn in on you because you might be at the end of your life cycle. So you have a sense of urgency of trying to get it together.
Man,
But
I'm halfway out the door, man. I'm not doing that. It's crazy. I mean, let me just say this, man. Most of these bros out here, man, don't got God in them, man. I mean, they
you only
godless,
need one.
man.
You don't need all of them. And I think all of us is in a test for that. You only need one. I think what you said, Hefe, we only need one to have it in there. We don't need all of the women to have them in there. Because even if
Rush, let me
Even if
Hold
all
on,
of them had him in there, that still doesn't mean that most men are going to get married. A lot of guys just don't want to get married because of the system. They don't know how to navigate the system.
So, Russ, let me give you this scenario. So, say, man, this is like your dream girl, man. You see her, she's beautiful. She got God in her life. She had good coochie management. So the box ain't been around the block. She's good with the finances. She's submissive. And y'all kick it off. She's like, look, man, I do want to have a family. She's got you on a pedestal. What about that situation then? You still ain't doing it?
Nah, man, because it's a possibility she gonna go bad. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
But there's a possibility a lot of stuff can go wrong in life. You can't just, you might as well just not live then.
Yeah, you might as well. What's that movie, The Boy in the Plastic Bubble? You might as well stay in the house then, Rush. Why you out here nervous?
And yo, something can still happen to you in the house, eh?
Yeah.
Rush, you pussy. No, I'm joking.
Hey, man.
I'm messing around, bro.
Life itself is a risk, Russ.
I mean, there's a term for that. Like, I mean, you ain't got to be pussy, but I mean, there's a term that I don't know if it's a term, but it needs to be a term for guys who just don't want to go and be procreators. Because I think that's what we're supposed to do is bring resources in, provide stability, and procreate the world. To stabilize humanity. And if you ain't a part of that, man, imagine going out and not being part of the cause, at the basic fundamental human cause that was passed down from the creator. It's like you're a blurb in the history. Like, you don't even exist.
It's an abomination.
It's complete defiance.
It's not
so is Rush going against the order of man? Is that what we're saying?
No, I mean, yo, listen, man, I get it, man. You know, you guys are real passionate.
Should we banish him from manhood?
I mean, you can banish yourself from it. Imagine being able to biologically demand millions of sperm cells to be able to procreate the entire world and not even do it. It's like you cut your balls off involuntarily.
Damn.
Yeah. And you're a man of God, right?
So that's a part of your it's a strong part of your masculinity that you just cut out from your own manhood.
I'm good, man. I'm good on that, man.
Jimmy, in that case, do he necessarily have to be married just to procreate?
Nope, he don't.
There you go.
And he won't even have kids.
Mm-hmm.
But he don't want kids. Russ don't want a relationship or nothing.
He want to run through his hoes, man.
He's got a lot of rope down there.
Nah, I don't want to. Nah, man, I don't want to run through these hoes, man. Eventually, I'm gonna live a full, consecrated lifestyle and just serve the Most High. I'd rather take my energy and resources and give it to Him, not a bird.
You ain't gonna have no girl or anything.
Castrated yourself.
I got a situation right now. But I'm supposed to actually cut her off today, nigga. Holiday season's over.
What the fuck? Man, he's supposed to do that before the holidays.
Why'd you do that, Rush? Can you give us some details? Or
I ain't trying to crush her spirit, I mean.
Russ, gentleman, man.
Shit, me. That's already did.
So, Rush, what you were saying though, that sounded a little bit like a monk, though. You going monk mode? Like, I'm gonna start doing karate and shit, traveling the world. What was my man in kung fu and shit?
I'm gonna try. You know,
you gonna get out that. I don't think you're gonna think like that.
The only thing that makes it dangerous for somebody like Rush, and this is where it makes it hard for creators like myself, who have the results and able to see the positive side of making a determination to build a family. It only becomes a problem if Rush is pushing anti-marriage or anything like that on other people.
No, I don't do that. I don't push anti-marriage. You know what I mean? But I'm just saying,
what is the message to stay sucker-free means?
Stay sucker-free means, yo, don't wife up a bird, man.
So we didn't wife up a bird.
Don't make you a sucker though.
Yeah.
Wifing up a bird makes you a
don't be a pushover.
Nah.
Wifing up a bird makes you a sucker. You know what I mean?
I don't.
That's part of it.
Yo, but you know what I'm saying? If she's doing everything for you, you know she's submissive, like jerk.
Well, you mean bird by like a bad woman, right?
Oh,
Yeah, a bad
bird.
woman.
I'm talking about,
Oh,
That's
okay.
not a bird.
I don't know these terms, man. My bad, bro. I'm talking
Yeah.
about
No,
a
you
woman.
good.
Good woman.
No, I mean, if you find a good woman, he who finds a wife finds a good thing. So yeah, go ahead and lock it down. Know what I mean,
Yeah, okay.
But Jerk gave you a situation where he gave you the perfect woman. You said you still wouldn't do it.
Well,
now
that's what I would say.
she gonna go bad, bro.
See, that's a contradiction, and that's where it becomes a problem.
See, I used to think like this too, bro. You know what I'm saying?
The
Until
logic falls
I came
apart.
across a woman that I
But
think
Russ, if you
hold it down and boom, boom, boom. Next thing you know, we have 2 kids. And yo, but I'm not saying if she flip in 5 years, I'm gonna stick around. No, I'm out.
that's fact. But Russ, you don't have a belief in your capabilities of being a man from the cloth, and you have like knowledge and stuff. You break down these points, so you got a good insight, man. You don't have faith in like what you're able to discern and select.
Nah, I mean, I just don't want to take the chance, bro. Like, I mean,
Okay.
it's not just finances and resources. There's multiple things. I'll give another example. Like, for example, right? A lot of these chicks, they're really cool with the alphabet gang. You know what I mean? If I got kids with a chick, I wouldn't want my seed around that at all. You know what I'm saying? It's like, and dealing with that, trying to manage who your child's around with your your girl or your wife or whatever. You're like, I just don't want to deal with none of that, bro. You know what I mean?
Okay. So you looking at all the external factors, and you're
Yeah,
like,
I'm looking at all
bringing in
everything.
a kid in this world is it just ain't worth it at this point. You're like, it's too far gone.
Yeah, it's too far gone, man. We live in a godless society, man. You know what I mean? Everybody want to just do their own thing. They don't want to go by the divine order. So I'm good. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but
But
that
yo,
shouldn't take you
society
off
can't be
your purpose.
godless, right? But so what happens in the house? That's all that matters. You know what I'm saying? Society can be godless.
It shouldn't take
Now,
you
what
off
if
your
you find a
purpose.
woman who don't who believe in the same thing as you? Everything
Yo,
copy
man.
paste.
Yo, listen, like I said, man, they all for the streets, man. These bras don't got God in them, my nigga. You know what I'm saying? Listen, I done been to mad hoods. I done, you know what I mean, been to different countries. I done even lived out the country. It's all the same thing, man. You know what I mean? I'm good. Now
So
if
it
you're a
should be.
dude that wanna if you're a dude that wanna have a nuclear family, yo, word up. Yeah, do your thing, man. But that's not for me, man. Nah, I'm good
I
on that.
respect that. Yo, at least you know what I'm saying. A man know he want that, so I respect that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
but
ain't creating broken homes and stuff. So yeah, if you got the insight to not do that, then I got what you're saying. You're definitely scared, but I give you props for not doing all that.
yeah, I'm not scared. I'm
I'm messing
accepting
with
it
you,
for what
Russ.
it is. You know what I mean? Like,
No, I think in this society now, man, I think that's the benefit of like you doing it early when you don't see too much. Cause I ain't gonna lie to you, like if I seen all this stuff and all the bad interactions people had, I probably would be standoffish myself.
My bad, Russ. My phone overheated. But
no, it's cool, fam. You good,
yeah,
money?
but the thing is, like when you see Darwin, you see people like Hefe, Urban, and sophisticated Jerk, and you see them in happy marriages. That inspires me to want to get married or want to have a woman at least in my life, a good woman in my life. I don't want to be out here just fornicating.
Yeah, your inspiration shouldn't come from other people alone. It should just sometimes just being able to have that experience, man, should be inspiring enough. Like, you ever thought to yourself, like, how it would feel holding a little junior, a little you in your hand, like being able to
Yeah.
say that I'm a father, or you being able to relive those times where maybe you had a father through the connection of your own son, or even if you didn't have him, being able to establish something that you didn't have and give it to your son. Like, that's a beautiful thing to be able to hold life that came from you in your hand, like just having that experience. But just being a conformist to other people's failures, letting that deter you from that experience is very sad.
Yeah, having my daughters, that was the most beautiful moment in my life, and at the best times is spent with my daughters.
They look at you and they smile, man. That changes everything for me every day.
Yes,
It
it
changes
keep it,
everything, bro. Changes
yeah,
everything.
it makes you a better man. It makes life better. It gives you meaning.
It does give you purpose. It actually changes your attitude. Like especially if you got an attitude where you out here just doing dumb shit. Like once you hold your kids in your hand, it makes you like, I can't even move like that no more, man. I gotta be here for the little one, man, because the little one gonna need me. You know what I mean? So
And
like
after I
having
had
that
my
connection experience is something you can't. There's nothing in the world that can substitute that.
yeah, after I had my daughters, it changed my whole view on women.
It will.
Yeah,
They
kids
do say
definitely.
that it has a grand effect, man. You stop looking at women sexually objectified and all that other stuff. You start
Yeah,
to have a deeper understanding of how to emotionally connect with women and all that stuff, man. And you don't just look at them as somebody who's just supposed to be subservient. So having daughters, man, is critical to give you that understanding you wouldn't otherwise be able to get.
So,
So
Russ, are
like
we making
these
any
are
inroads? Or with our heart-to-heart session that we having with you, we making any inroads with you?
He ain't even there,
No,
bro.
I
He
mean,
he,
yeah,
he walked away, man.
no, I respect it. You know what I mean? But
I'm just playing, bro.
I respect y'all opinion. Because y'all, y'all good dudes. You know what I mean? Y'all want to see, the world. You know what I mean? Not end because of shortage of people not procreating. So I can understand that. You know what I mean?
But you
but
still ain't going down that path, huh?
Nah.
but Rush, if everybody thought like you, the world would end.
I think a good
Man,
thing
I
for
guess
Russia's content would be more like a good pivot, a good pivot away from just exposing why you shouldn't get in a relationship, so you don't feel like you're poisoning the well. More like just making content for guys who decided they already decided that they want to live alone, and how to be minimalistic or how to live in peace as a loner. I mean, not a loner, but isolated or whatever.
He said, "Hello."
Just making content like that, I guarantee you, bro, you'll take off and be like, this is what you do. You know what I'm saying? You go out here, you get your grill, you get your beer, you sit down and watch the grass grow, listen to some music and in peace, how to live in peace. People be looking for all kind of tips on how to cope with being alone. But all you're doing is just saying, look, this is why you shouldn't these bitches for the street. Like, damn, bro.
Rush reminds me a little of Coach Greg Adams, because Coach Greg Adams preaches something similar.
But I think he had the experience. Like
He
once you
had
go
the
through it,
he
I
had
see
the
why people are
experience,
like,
right?
I'm good at this point. I had that. Rush ain't even mess with it from the jump. So I think Rush
Mhm.
just don't want the risk with it. I think he wants to go down that path. So Rush, let me throw a scenario at you. So say we was like, man, we're gonna have a Rush GoFundMe to get married and mitigate his risk. And we got like $1 million raised up, and we're like, all right, Rush, this pays for like legal fees. If you go down that path, it goes wrong. Would you do it then? If you had that $1 million slush fund?
nah, man. I
Damn.
donate.
Okay, Rush.
I donate that
Rush
money
is official. You ain't even take that bait. All right, Rush. I believe you the hell
Right.
alone now. You.
Million
But
Nah.
Rush,
dollar, bro. Shit. I'll do that
but
with the
Rush,
second girl.
but Rush, every time you step out the door, it's a risk, man. When you start a business, it's a risk. Everything you do is a risk.
Damn, Rush, $1 million slush fund. We was just like, hey,
Nah.
Rush, this takes
Yo,
care of
yo,
everything.
I mean, I think this is the things. This is the thing that dudes don't understand. Like, yo, when you dealing with a chick, you don't like. Yeah, you're there to influence her and lead her in the right path of life or whatever. But she still makes her own decisions. You know what I mean? Like she has to be willing to. I mean, accept your wisdom.
Obey you and shit.
So.
But
You know what I'm
that's the risk
saying?
you take.
I'm good, man. Like she has free will, fam.
So,
Like
so
if
you're taking risk in everything in life but women.
Hold on, wait. I think he
hell,
just exposed something. He said that she has free will. So the question is, if you could take away her free will, would you do it then?
hell no, that's not real.
It would be relevant. Why is it
No,
even
he's saying
relevant for
it
you?
hypothetically.
So why is it relevant that you mentioned that she got free? Make a complaint about her having.
Because I made that statement because most dudes feel like when they invest in a woman, they feel like they are entitled to how she gonna move within a marriage, and that's not life, bro. If God gave me free will, if God gave me free will to live the way I want to live, it's the same thing with Shorty in a marriage, man. She still has her free will, whether she wants to stay with you or divorce you. Why
So
even
why
take the
is
risk?
that a problem
Why
whenever
even
God gave you
listen?
free will?
Y'all ask me a question? I'm answering now. So why take the risk? Why take the risk of wife marrying a woman knowing that it's going to end anyway? It's no point.
Hold on, wait. You said
No,
it's
You
gonna
don't know
end
that.
anyway.
if you have
That's
full
the problem.
autonomy, bro, then what's the difference?
You said it's gonna end anyway. We just debunked that. You
You're
got
already
guys
putting
sitting
that
here.
energy out that's gonna end, bro. You know what I'm saying? So it will end if you're gonna put out the energy. Words are powerful.
No, the stats are powerful. You know what I mean?
So God forbid. So God, hold on, wait, Tefe. God forbid there weren't any stats. He would be married.
No, I wouldn't be. No, that's
So
not the thing.
so why does it matter
Think
of
about, bro,
stats?
no
Then?
matter what the scenario is, you still deny it. Because
Man,
like,
I've
dog,
seen.
even if you took autonomy
We're just
out of
we're
it,
trying to put together logic on it, and he's denying logic now.
Yeah.
That's,
I love
how
you,
is
Russ,
that?
but
I'm
you're
telling
not
you.
speaking.
I'm telling you, this is the harsh reality that most men don't want to face. This is why some simps don't like the things I expound on because it makes them think about their situation and
But
wakes
that's
up. And, you know what I mean?
but Russ, that's not everybody's reality. You looking at married men on the panel, happily married. That's not their reality.
And we ain't no Sims.
I never called y'all simps. I would
No, no,
not
I'm just
associate
saying.
myself if I thought all you guys were simps. So
Nah,
that's
no.
not
Yeah,
the
but
case,
they're
man.
living proof. They're living proof against the stats.
But hey, Fame, would you have took that deal for the million though? Like,
Wait, say the deal again. I didn't say it
would
again.
you have the situation I gave Rush for like the million? And it was a good girl, met a lot of your needs. You would get remarried, especially with a
Of course.
million attached.
Yeah. I'm not against relationships. You know, I
Okay.
understand women. I think you gotta. I think in order for you to get into a relationship, period, to deal with women, you got to understand them. And it's not all women are not bad. I mean, there's a high percentage, but I don't believe. You know, I think there's hope.
What about you, Wally? Would you have took the deal? Or you just anti like Rush? You were Rush over there.
well, you saying what if there was $1 million trust
Yeah, we're
fund?
like, look, man, just in case anything happens, to mitigate your risk, get your mind off of like all the financial impacts that could happen. We're like, here's this $1 million slush fund.
I mean, at that point, I have no excuse, right?
Okay.
If everyone backing me up, at that point, you really don't got no excuse. I think that's the
You're right.
biggest thing,
It
though, right?
eliminate all the excuses. So whenever you eliminate all excuses, and the
At
guy
that
still
point,
saying he
you
won't
got
do
people
it,
behind you. What else is there the excuse?
Now, I just wanted to do that because I wanted to isolate Rush and get to the bottom of why he's fucked up. No, I'm playing. I'm just messing with you.
thing
And
Because
Jerk,
me
I
and
believe
Hefe
there's
was
good
like, shit,
women out
we'll get
there.
divorced and get that bread and get remarried.
And Jerk, I believe there's good women out there, man. I believe there's plenty of good women out there. You only need one, like Darwin said. And the good women I had in my life, like in the past, I messed that up.
And we're not even compensating for the fact that you can get a passport and mitigate the issue that you might be dealing with a woman that's become unruly. Like there's so many options. It just don't make any sense to stand 10 toes down on something that's can't even be substantiated, especially when you're given so many other options to be able to mitigate the risk. Like and still finding yourself hitting a wall. Like
Man, I done lived out
illogical.
the country, man. Same thing, man. Come on, bro. I done
So
been
so so
around.
now so now I
Where'd
think
you live? England?
Nah,
no.
I
So
used to
now
live in Central America.
Oh, okay,
so look.
okay, okay.
So now
I
that
lived
now that
out
we
there for
know
like
this.
3 years.
So now that we know this, what is the typical? Okay, what is the suspicion? If the man is able to navigate, live in this country and outside the country, where women are submissive, at some point you have to point the finger in the mirror, right? That's one of the hardest things that man got to do. Like I've been all over the country and I still ain't figured out a way to safely be able to make this decision. It must be me.
Yeah.
Like at what
And
point
that-
are you looking in the mirror and be like, yo, what is it about me?
Nah,
And that's
I'm good, man. I'm good.
and Rush, that's about
Man, I just want to ask you one
Shout out to
thing, bro.
Russ standing
Hey,
firm. Russ said,
Yo.
look,
Yo, Rush,
Russ said, y'all can bring Dr. Phil up here. I don't give a damn.
That's that accountability component right there.
Listen,
That's
man,
exactly the
listen.
accountability
Yo,
component.
if you're a dude out there that you know that wanna have a family, yo, I'm not knocking it. You know what I mean? I just wanna inform, you know what I mean, the dudes out there on how to stay sucker free. Just be careful what you get yourself into, because you might not
yeah,
get out of it. You know what I mean?
but being sucker free is just not being a pushover. That's it. I think that's what it is. But Russ, the way you think, what about all of the men that's bad? Like there's bad men out there too. What if all women said they're gonna make us all put us all in one box like that?
Oh, that's a good. I like that. Shout out to Famous.
Every man ain't good either.
What you mean, fam? What you mean?
I'm saying every man in this world is not good. So what if women think the same way you did, and they
Yeah,
put
if
us
they
all
had
in
your
that same
same
box?
shitty
Like,
outlook on life.
yeah, that's what believe all women come from, and they say all men are
No,
bad.
like
And all this.
I'm not okay. I know I'm a bit harsh, but yo, I just don't want to take the risk, bro. I mean, that's all, man.
But you take risks
It's
every day,
something
bro.
else that- yeah, I'm good on that, bro.
But
You
Russ,
take
what
the
would you
risk on the
say like
road
if
when you
a
drive. Go ahead, Jerk.
oh, I was gonna say like because I like what Famous did, like he flipped it. So say like that a female was coming in, man, I just don't want to take the risk. And what advice would you give her, or would you just be like, hey, that makes sense?
I mean, I would tell her to, figure out what you really want in life. You know what I mean? Like, you want to have a family? You want to?
She do want to have a family. She just don't want to take the risk.
You know what I mean? Yo, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? Ask some advice from your pops. He could guide you in the right way. You know what I mean?
Man, she said, don't come to me for no advice.
She was like, my dad's in jail. She was like, Russ, my dad's in jail. I need your advice.
Well, I mean,
but Jerk,
yo,
they
how
already
about
do that.
there's got to be a male figure within your life. You know what I mean?
They all died off, Rush. I need your advice, Rush.
She said, I look to you as a male figure.
Well, I mean, you're cooked, you know. I would tell her like, just look for good qualities in a dude. Don't just focus on the money and aesthetics, and be with a dude through his harsh times, and you'll definitely be locked in. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I believe that mindset is similar. It's similar to the woman that say all men are predators. That's how I was saying that.
Nah, I don't look at it like that. I don't.
Now you don't look at them as predators,
I mean,
but you look at them
if
as
that's the case,
unqualified.
I'll be anti-marriage and anti-family, and I'm not like that.
You kind of are.
I would say,
No,
the females, when they ask them the question, Rush, where they're like, would you choose the man or the bear? They're like, oh, the bear. That's kind of what you're on that wavelength. You.
Nah, I think you guys are being a bit extreme, but I understand why, because you guys are real passionate.
You saying we
Darwin.
extreme?
All right, Darwin.
He's out about
All right, Darwin. Russ, you said we being extreme?
Yeah, we gave you the million,
Yeah,
the
man.
dream girl that's like got all the qualities, and you still shot it down. Yeah,
That's
you're
crazy.
a bit
And then at the end, call us extreme.
Yo, man. Yo, listen, man. I mean, hey, man. Who knows what the future holds? You know?
That's better. See, now you're talking. You're getting somewhere.
Yeah, we made some inroads. But all right, man, I got to be up out of here. But nah, shout out to, man, great panel, man. Definitely some good topics,
salute,
man. I
salute.
love chopping it up with y'all.
All right,
Meet you,
most
Hefe,
definitely.
man.
Nice to meet you too, brother.
All right.
All right,
Great
Jerk.
panel. All right, Hefe.
All right, man.
All
Nice to
right,
meet you.
later.
Urban, shout out, man.
All right,
Great
I
talking to
salute
you,
to y'all. I'm gonna leave it sweat to y'all. Hey, great conversation. Hey, I had this conversation with Rush almost like 4 or 5 years ago, bro. That's why I'm not saying nothing, because I already know where he's staying.
Yeah, I do too, man. I love the brother Russ. I have a conversation with him every day.
But yo, let me get everybody's last words before we peel out, bro.
It's been a great panel. I enjoyed the panel. Thankful for everybody that's on the panel. And it's always a pleasure, Rush. You know where to find me. Famous Hip Hop on YouTube. The Real Famous on IG. And the Sucker Free Game Shop where I got the Sucker Free merch. You know to get that. So, one.
Go ahead, Urban.
Appreciate everybody. Urban, host of the Urban Lounge podcast on YouTube. Make sure y'all want to check out my show. Be throwing some new episodes starting in 2026. And that's pretty much it.
Go ahead, Hefe.
Hey, man, shout out to everybody. Listen, man, I want to say this first of all. I appreciate every single one of y'all, you know what I mean, for having me over here for the first time. And it definitely ain't going to be the last time. You know what I'm saying? I fuck with all of y'all. And, you know, like respect. That's it. And if you want to check out my YouTube channel, man, it's just right here. Hefe Quintana.
All right. I'm going to subscribe right after this, Hefe.
Appreciate you, man. I do the same.
No problem.
Go ahead, Wale.
Hey, shoot, man. Great show as always. I know I came a little bit late. I literally was sleepy when I.
Why do you always late, nigga?
Hey, look. When I was late, I was actually be doing something. But this time around, I was actually KO'd. And plus, I didn't even see like what time you was even doing it on the text messages. Like when I went to it, that's when I realized, oh, you doing it early as hell. I thought you was doing that 5. I was like, all right. But yeah, but nonetheless, good show as always, man. It's always been good, man. Always good vibes. Always with the right people as well. So yeah.
Word. Well, yo, it's your boy Rush, aka Ruamundo, out here chasing that boy, yo. Seek wisdom, practice humility, and always remain sucker free. You heard? I'm out. One. Later, guys. Peace.